99.8%, cattle worms, even resistant ones, don't stand a chance. Ideal for weaners and growing cattle, this easy-to-use injectable drench is twice as tough on worms, and it also controls cattle ticks. New Dectomax V, premium performance for leading cattle producers. Available January.
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team or start one.
Up, down, turning around. There is nothing like a crown. Picking it up and putting it down. Place it here or take it there. Low to the ground or high in the air. Top of the stack, worry now. If you want it off the ground, there is nothing like a crown. For picking it up and putting it down.
Call 131 604 or visit crown.com.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Air North sends you warm wishes this season with airfares to destinations that won't have you freezing. Our 12 Days of Christmas sale will bring you delight. So book now with Air North and board your next flight. From as low as $155 one way, your destination is never too far away. Travel between January 4 and March 31 with free checked baggage and that special someone. So visit airnorth.com.au. Air North can't wait to welcome you. Happy holidays!
Being at the greatest event on the sporting calendar is what makes sport fans tick. And to witness the biggest sporting moments in Australia, Ballpark Entertainment can get you there. AFL, NRL, horse racing, soccer, basketball, cricket, boutique events and more. Ticketing, corporate suites and money can't buy experiences. Get the best access to the best sporting events with Ballpark Entertainment. Making memories. Ballparkentertainment.com.au.
And it's a very intense second innings here. Mackenzie to bowl. He lets rip. Oh, Miller has absolutely smashed this. High and long towards mid-off. Daniels may get there before Edwards. Or is that Williams? I think one of them has long hair and one may have a hat on. And it's a catch, I think. There's people in white running everywhere. And the score is now something for something.
Don't miss the best bits. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Visit drinkwise.org.au.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you.
All across Gardens Oval here as we see the Premier League men's team for the Waratah Football Club just making their way from the ground after having a little light run. A few kicks, a few handballs, just getting a sense of where things are at on this warm and humid afternoon here at Gardens Oval. Great scenes, kids out there having a bit of a kick, as one should be doing on a Saturday afternoon at the footy. Well, you've already heard a little bit from Shannon Byrne this afternoon, and particularly her interview with the Southern District's captain, Matt Cannard. Time now to welcome to the commentary Brenton Toy.
Matt Cannard's a coach now.
Oh, I should say the coach.
You've just demoted him.
Just demoted him.
No, that's not a demotion, but yeah, he's doing really well as a coach, I must say, and even just the way he spoke about his team, and then when I went and got him, you know, at the change rooms, just the way he was talking and communicating with his players, very impressive.
Yeah, good effort from Matt Cannard to put his own spin on the club and the coaching there after, you know, Shannon Rusker had a sort of a real stronghold on the coach and, you know, built that culture up, and for Matt to come in and really put his own design to it's going to be really good there, and really good to see that they're developing a lot of kids, and to hear in his interviews to say that there's no fly-ins, really good signs.
Well, you mentioned Shannon Rusker. He's not gone far, so he's down as their assistant coach. And what about this? Assistant coach Shannon Rusker and Richard Tambling. It's so good when we talk about so many great AFL players that come back or are involved in the game. Dean Rioli's the president of the Tiwi Bombers. We were talking about the Russell and Alwyn Davey and the Davey connection, and Aaron was playing a couple of weeks ago. Eddie Betts is up here. But Richard Tambling is going along nicely as a coaching. Have you seen him at the coaching level?
A little bit. I've sort of seen him around. I know that he's worked in Clontarf and AFL NT there, and been out at Jabiru and stuff. So really community-minded bloke. Terrific sort of person to have around. Other than his football knowledge, just his ability to build rapport with the young people and make people feel comfortable and engaged in the process. I think that's Richie's value. And then obviously add his football knowledge to that. And I think he was a top 5 draft pick when went to Richmond and then to Adelaide. And so just a quality guy in terms of football, but his personal character too. Great to have around the club.
A terrific fellow to have around, and we often talk about this in business terms, don't we? From a business perspective, it's corporate knowledge. You want to make sure that you've got senior people around from a corporate knowledge perspective. The fact that Shannon has stayed involved, I think, is a really positive thing. And then to have a person like Richard Tambling involved, talk about the corporate knowledge there. I still remember calling him at the old Fred's Pass Oval before he was drafted. Yeah. And he was just such a talent, and he's carried that way through. He's been through his own tough times and his own journey, of course, from an AFL perspective. The fact that he's still involved, I think, speaks volumes for the character of the young fellow.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just a great fellow to have around, and I remember him coming through, Territory Thunder ranks, but also remember him, he was out at Jabiru and coming in to go to school, and he was riding his bike, long distances to get there, and his grandmother supported him. So, like you said, it wasn't a smooth ride for Richie. So great to see him around.
That noise is the siren, and we apologise. We cannot turn down our FX or our microphone, but we are literally sitting under probably the worst.
You will not be guessing when it is quarter time, half time, or three-quarter time. That is for sure. Brenton, before we go to our next break, just your initial thoughts on the Waratah Football Club and the journey that they've been on. We're playing at their home ground here this afternoon at Gardens Oval. They're sitting on top of the ladder, which is the first time I think they've been in that position since the late 1990s. Yep. So this has been one heck of a journey, and you're well equipped to talk about this because you've been part of it as a coach during that time as well. Yeah,
coached here for a couple of years, I think 12, 13 or 13, 14. When I got here, we weren't doing great. I think we were sort of consistently a 5th or 6th team finishing on the ladder. We played finals in the first year. The second year we got to a prelim and had some tough times after that. But speaking of that, Ryan Ayres, he was one of the assistant coaches there, so he knows the place really well. He's been around the club a long time. But in terms of the ground, today I think it's going to suit the Waratah Football Club. I had a look a bit of their stats earlier. They're a contested ball-playing team, but they've got a really good setup, and you kind of get an indication of when things are going well on field, how good they're going off field as well, and you can see the organisation is doing well, and I think that's important in terms of how they're tracking out on the track.
And we talk about, I've just talked about corporate knowledge. Ryan Ayres now, I understand it, he's now in his 4th season with the Waratah Football Club as the senior coach. As you've just pointed to, he had that time as the assistant coach, and then you start looking through their team sheet, of course, and guys like Brodie Carroll, who just seems to have been around forever with the Waratah Footy Club. Again, this brings stability, leadership, terrific culture, and it's no fluke that we see Waratah, and doesn't mean they're going to stay there, but it's no fluke that we see them at the top of the table in round 10 of this NTFL season.
Not at all. Just a really hard-working team. I watched a couple of their games early in the season, and just their work rate, you could see it was better than probably most, and they're hard runners. They're a really good inside ball-winning team. Team sheets are flying away. I noticed that I think Abraham Anchors isn't listed today. He's one of their leading possession getters with Carroll as well. Both of them are averaging in their 20s each game. Robbie Turnbull's another one one that gets a lot of the footy. But what I will say about the possessions, that Anchors, he's averaging 9 contested possessions a game, Turnbull 7, Carroll 11. So they're winning a lot of football on the inside, whereas you have a look at the Southern District side, their leading possession getter is Michael Bowden. He's averaging about 23, but their contested ball winners are around 6 or 7 a game. So two very different styles, but I think the field here at Gardens Oval potentially suits the Waratahs. It's a lot closer. There's a lot less room for districts to play on the outside, so you would think that the ground would play into the hands of the Tars today.
Brenton Toy with his special comments. Shannon Byrne and Dominic McCormack joining you this afternoon. This is Top End Footy on SEN. Time for a break, and we'll come back to you with some more in-depth analysis from Brenton Toy and then kick-off in this really important round 10 match between the Waratah Footy Club and the Southern Districts Crocodiles.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you. Whatever journey you're on, a road trip with mates or family adventure, Tyre Power has you covered during their Summer Scorcher sale now on. Your number one destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help you plan that next driving holiday. During the Summer Scorcher sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Toyo passenger and SUV tyres. So before you hit the road, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. Go and see Grant and Des at Tyre Power Darwin, 131 Stewart Highway.
Attention cattle producers. Worms rob your cattle of nutrition, reduce weight gain and rob you of your profits. Dectomax V is a brand new cattle drench. It's powerful and contains not 1 but 2 actives to target key parasites. This easy to use injectable drench is twice as tough on worms and also controls cattle ticks. New Dectomax V, premium performance for leading cattle producers. Available January.
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team or start one.
Remember this?
There is nothing like a crown. For picking it up and putting it down.
They're right. There is nothing like a Crown. For the best range of new second-hand and rental forklifts. For the best parts and service on all makes and models. And for unique and innovative technology. Guaranteed reliability and superior quality. Crown, the forklift experts. Check them out at crown.com or call 131 604. No risk, no worries.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Real Adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
He's the most recognisable fisherman in the country. It is, of course, Paul Westland from iFish.
And I think that's why they're so fascinating. That's why fishing is so cool, boys, because you think you're into it, you think you know it, you do it 7 days a week, and there's all these things that are out there that you literally have no idea about. You're never, ever going to stop learning about fishing.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Air North sends you warm wishes this season with airfares to destinations that won't have you freezing. Our 12 days of Christmas sale will bring you delight. So book now with Air North and board your next flight. From as low as $155 one way, your destination is never too far away. Travel between January 4 and March 31 with free checked baggage and that special someone. So visit airnorth.com.au. Air North can't wait to welcome you. Happy holidays!
Being at the greatest event on the sporting calendar is what makes sport fans tick. And to witness the biggest sporting moments in Australia, Ballpark Entertainment can get you there. AFL, NRL, horse racing, soccer, basketball, cricket, boutique events and more. Ticketing, corporate suites and money can't buy experiences. Get the best access to the best sporting events with Ballpark Entertainment. Making memories. ballparkentertainment.com.au.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you.
Here this evening at Gardens Oval for this, what promises to be an excellent game between the top place Waratah Football Club and the Southern Districts Crocodiles. Currently in 5th position, but just ignore that, at least for the first quarter. We'll see how things go. Shannon Byrne, Brenton Toy and Dominic McCormack with you this afternoon. Great sight here at Gardens. Both teams now out on the grounds and just going through their run-throughs and their drills at either end of the ground. Ground pretty much shaded at the moment. You'd think it would be cool conditions, but nothing doing. About 38 degrees is the feel-like temperature, 70% humidity. Not much better up here in the grandstand. No breeze to speak of, no air conditioning, I can tell you that now. Brenton, how are these two teams looking here? We talked a little bit about Waratahs. How do you think this game is going to pan out tonight?
Right, I think, and again, we've been talking about the positions on the ladder of teams over the last few weeks. This is first, fifth, but I don't think there's that much of a gap between the two. Waratahs are sitting on top by 2 points just ahead of Nightcliff, but they kind of got the benefit of a draw. Could have been different. They might have won that game against St Mary's and there'd be a full game in front. So, but let's look. Southern Districts, they beat Nightcliff last week by 14 points. So Nightcliff were in second, in potentially the top team. So not a lot between these two sides. I think Waratahs are going to play some really tough inside contested ball and just try and make it a grind. I think Southern Districts will try and use a bit of their leg speed and play on the outside a bit. But they've got some good size through the middle. Big Gallo in the ruck. I like him. He gives them first use a lot of the time. But the Tars have got some big bodies out there as well. But for me, it's going to be one through the midfield. It's a small ground, and whoever can get it into their forward line nice and quick and convert. No surprises. Whoever kicks the more goals will probably win, Dom.
Brenton Toy, absolutely brilliant special comments here this afternoon. Well done. Brenton, what I like about what this is doing at the moment, the fact that we're saying that, and it's easy to say at the beginning of the game that 1 versus 5th should be really good. If you'd asked me 5 weeks ago where the competition was placed, I would have said there was a really big gap between the top 3 and the rest. What I've really liked about this is that we're now seeing the top 5 really tighten up. And because we've had Southern Districts beat Nightcliff, you're suddenly starting to look at this competition and saying, hello, this is shaping up really nicely here.
Absolutely. And we talk about Waratahs, St Mary's, Southern Districts, but one team probably not to underrate is the Wanderers Eagles.
Oh, absolutely.
They are a sneaky little, I won't even call them a dark horse.
Sneaky. Not even sneaky.
A dark horse. No. They are in the mix.
Not what we saw last week as well with them defeating St Mary's. And I think you're right. Like 2 weeks ago, we watched Nightcliff Tigers defeat Darwin Buffaloes by 67 points, and we were all on that. Nightcliff Tigers, a real deal. They've won 3 in a row in Darwin. The NTFL competition, what a side. Everyone's going to be chasing them. Then Southern Districts turns around and beats them last week. So, this is going to be another great test for them. 5 changes, and they're bringing in a lot of youth. So, if they can even just get close to this Waratah home side, I think this is going to be probably one of those games that they don't want to, if it's going to be a loss, they don't want it to blow out for confidence, do they?
Yeah, you're right. And just listen to Coach Cannard's comments in the pre-game, and he said, we talked about the 2 seasons. I think there's an element of that, but I also think that clubs know that they need to do the work early enough to put themselves in a position that, come after Christmas, you don't know, you might drop 1 or 2, and you don't want to be relying on having to win every game. So they want to get themselves set up early. So I don't think that any team are taking any game before Christmas too lightly at all.
No, 1 game at a time. That was definitely his motto.
So the team's now just slowly getting themselves into position. Man who's hard to miss, Dean Robertson from Southern Districts. He's very, very tall, taking his place on the bench for the Crocodiles. Waratah just breaking from their huddle. The left of your dial is the Darwin High School end. The right of your dial is the city end. And a little bit of a breeze, dare I say it, coming across the commentary position here at the moment, coming from the Mindle Beach or Darwin High School end, which is nice.
My high school. So there you go.
Lovely.
I won't tell you what year I finished. I graduated. As the lights just come on here at Gardens Oval.
The lights are just coming on, and interesting to see just some connections. Of course, there's always some connections with the Southern Districts Football Club. There's two Bowdens playing tonight. Michael Bowden, who's been a regular for this Southern Districts team for many a year now. They're the top possession getter for the league, also playing alongside his slightly younger brother in Connor Bowden. They are the sons of Sean Bowden, not only the chairman of AFLNT, but he played 6 games for Richmond, and I won't say when and embarrass him either.
And the Tars have 2 brothers as well, Dylan Collis and William Collis. So
and the Stevens
brothers. Yep, Joel and Ned. So we got a big connection.
And you're talking about William
family.
Rowlands before. I was fortunate enough to go to boarding school with his father. So look, there we are, Darwin footy at its best.
And it's telling everybody that we're Territorians as well.
Absolutely. Siren sounds. You cannot mistake that siren. In the middle of the ground, the ball tossed high in the air. Up goes Gallo. Got a fingernail to it. Tars through the middle. No, in fact, it's Southern Districts that come out with the first kick. Good one it is too. Josiah Farah up inside 50. The ball almost taken by Harry McGuinness. Districts trying to put the pressure on here. The ball taken away by Amias Ross. Turnover. Back inside 50 for Southern Districts. Good mark taken, Waratah. Jake Bow deep inside defensive 50. The first clean possession of the afternoon.
Great crowd here on hand as it's been a Waratah family day. And there's sirens going everywhere at the moment. Probably a free kick in the back, and it is. There's a push in the back, and it's going to go to Southern Districts on the outer wing. Sirens happening here. The first pocket, going into the left forward pocket, trying to get it was Bailey, one of the youngsters for Southern Districts. It's turned over by Waratahs. Hurried kick outside there, defensive 50, only as far as another Southern Districts player. Piercing kick back in. Ross dropped a mark he should have taken. He's under a mountain of pressure from Smith, who's debuting for the club today. Waratahs defence under a lot of pressure, and there's an incorrect disposal, and it's going to go towards Southern Districts. And that's that pressure I was telling you about. More importantly, it is going to go to their leading goal kicker in Ross, who's going to have a shot. He's hugging the left forward pocket boundary. He's going to step around, snap on goal, and they're going to pick up their first goal for the afternoon. And Southern Districts 6, leading Waratahs 0. And we have gone 3.5 minutes in the opening term, and he is the leading outright goal kicker at the moment as well for the whole competition.
It's a great start there by the Crocs, and just first use out of the middle. Big Gallo working hard in there. Josiah Farry had a couple of possessions in that score involvement there. The Tars are getting numbers back. They're working really hard, but they're unable to clear their defensive half, and the Crocs just pumped it back in. And as you said, that pressure, 2-3 people, tackling the Waratah player, took away the release options, gave him nothing, kicked a goal.
And that's what Matt Cannard said in his interview, that he was most impressed with their pressure. And so you've got it in your forward line already, early.
Ball tossed up high again in the middle. Gallo wins it down. A little bit of a muddy middle. Josiah Farah there again. So too for Waratah, Thomas Spence. Away comes Southern Districts. Good hands out to Barry. Wheels onto the left boot. Goes long. Vacant goal square. Will bounce and bounces through to the right-hand side for a minor score. Jonathan Ross almost on the spot there. The Tyre Power scoreboard kicking over here. Your trusted tyre experts. 117 Southern Districts. Waratah yet to score.
Dylan Collis has the kicking in duties. He goes for a run, has a bounce, chips it to the centre half back, and he finds Margot. He handballs over to Dylan Collis, who kept running. Gives it back to Margot. He comes out to the commentary wing and finds William Collis. 2 brothers involved early. Collis just chips it forward, and a great running mark. Going over his shoulder is Rich. He decides to play on at centre half forward. Goes up to the top of the square. There's 5 Southern Districts players. Ugly bounce, runs over it is Maney, and caught high, the umpire has said. So they're going to get out of trouble. Silver is going to stand the mark for Waratahs after he has infringed, and Southern Districts are going to get a relieving kick out by Schwartz, and he's going to go to the outer side.
Bo Schwartz, long kick out, and the ball, has it been pushed over the boundary? Not yet. Stacks on the mill. How does the umpire see this? The ball comes out momentarily, and now taken over the boundary. The umpire still skirting here, waiting for a call from the boundary umpire, and now it'll be a boundary throw-in. Just to the left of the Tyre Power scoreboard, just shows Waratah yet to score. Southern District's 1-1-7. 3 minutes 50 gone in this first quarter. Boundary throw-in's a good one. Goes to the back. Corey Rich with the tap out for Waratah. Socket forward into the hands there of Luke Smith for Southern Districts. Caught with the footy. Good tackle laid by Dylan Collis, and they'll take that free kick at right centre wing.
So the ball just coming into right half forward, but it's been turned over by Maney for Southern Districts. They go the outer side. Was looking for McInnes. This is going up and down the outer wing, and it's going to be kicked out in the full by Waratah. So a free kick going to Bailey. He's another youngster for Southern Districts. He just goes inboard. Long, beautiful kick. Oh, found the chest of Ross. Dropped a mark he should have taken. Sorry, that was actually Barry. That is a bad miss there. Ball now over on the commentary wing. Patted forward and picked up beautifully by one hand, and handballed off is Bowstead. Ball kicked into centre half forward. Goes over the head of Ross for Waratahs, who's down there defensively. They're under a mountain of pressure. Dylan Collis did well just to pressure it out, and it might have hit the foot and gone out of full by Barry. So it's going to be a turnover, and Waratah are going to get out of trouble.
So Dylan Collis with that turnover runs his full measure, handballs away to a teammate. Waratah now working their way through half-back. Kick up towards Brodie Carroll, the co-captain for Tars. Lovely pick up from William Collis, handballed out wide. No clean possession. Players diving on the footy. This will be a turnover here, and the free kick to Waratah. They play on immediately. Long kick up through half forward. Great punch away. Tars on the burst here, right forward pocket. The punch away had come there from Fraser Driscoll for Southern Districts, and the ball trickles out over the boundary line for another boundary throw in. 25 metres around from the right behind post, deep in that right forward pocket. Almost 6 minutes gone in the first quarter. 7 plays, 0, favouring Southern Districts on the Tyre Power scoreboard.
Robertson in the ruck for Crocs. This is his last game. He's going to be heading back down south. He gets it out of the ruck, but gives it a handball inside the forward 50 to Silva, who just dances through traffic. He gets a handball off. He's pushed Joel Stevens as he went to kick it for Waratahs. Now it's in the hands of William Collis. He goes in the right forward pocket, and it is a great defence from Southern Districts. They've stood up well, and the ball has been rebounded out, but only as far again as Waratahs now. And a beautiful chip in to find Magro. And Magro, he's going to have to kick this 49 metres. He's directly in front.
He's their leading goal kicker with 19.
19 goals. So it's definitely the man they want the ball in their hands. As we have a look around, no breeze to speak of.
And started in defence too, as a leading goal kicker.
Well, he's just got about a 40-metre run-up. His run-up's huge. Nearly as far as he's going to have to kick it. Directly in front. Hits the paint of 50. The left footer has got the distance, and it just doesn't have the accuracy. It goes to the right. They pick up their first point for the afternoon. It is Southern Districts 1-1-7, leading Waratah 1 point. 7 minutes gone in the opening term.
Michael Bowden with the kick-in duties. Looks to spot up a teammate. A good kick it is too. Finds Beau Schwarz. Still inside defensive 50, now called to play on. He steps around. Magro was on the mark, looking for a little bit of support. In the end, he doesn't need it. Runs to the paint of defensive 50, kicks a high up and under. The screamer is there. Mark taken. And there was already going to be a free kick downfield. The mark was paid. No, a little bit of confusion here between the umpires. The free kick is going to go to Waratah here.
In the forward 50. Off the field
it is
infringement.
So just looking to see who will be taking this free kick here. It absolutely is in the forward 50. So one of the Waratah forwards taking this free kick.
Joel Morrison, who was a long way from that ball down in the forward line for Southern Districts.
Looks like it might be Corey Rich there, ruckman. Doesn't waste any time. Right of centre, kicks from 50, veers off to the left. Magro's there, gets fingernail to it. Good defence comes there from Luke Delahaye, and the ball out of bounds deep in that left forward pocket, about 5 metres around from the goal face for the Waratah Football Club.
Just like the look of Kirtley Silva there before, young fella from the Roper down near the Katherine region. Showed a bit of flash as well. Great to see him in the side.
So Robinson just pulls it out of the ruck. Tall man. He gets a thumping kick down the commentary wing. Picked up by Bowd. He was chased just by McInnes, and he got a kick off. Big pack flies. Trying to pick it up was Rich. Ball down on the ground. Southern Districts have 3 players over it. Ball comes out. Magro tries to pick it up, looking for a free. There's a man that Brenton Toy said could have a big game. Silver gets a handball out. A lot of cries for ball around Gardens Oval, and the umpire Joel Morrison has said, I'll ball it up. Wasn't able to get it free as the breeze just comes across. So you'll hear that in our FX. Beautiful evening here in Darwin. Ball tossed up 40 metres out from Waratah goal.
Robertson won the ruck contest down. Connor Bowden couldn't handle. Southern Districts end up coming away with the footy. A nice handball from Bowstead. Long kick down the line. Not taken by Southern Districts at centre wing. Coming in strongly. Dylan Collis. Gee, I've liked his game so far. Little chip out wide. Didn't quite find a teammate. He was looking out there for Daniel O'Dwyer. Finds the boundary line right in front of our commentary position here in the grandstand. Good play, Waratah. Both teams hard at it here. The Rucks look to set themselves.
Robertson tries to get front position. Tried to push him was Ned Stevens from Waratahs, who's in the ruck at the moment. Ross Magro gets a nice handball out to Carroll, the co-captain. Gets it off to Ned Stevens, who went running into the left forward pocket. Kicked off the ground by Southern Districts. That was booted well by Driscoll, the defender. That gets them back down to the commentary wing. Will Rowlands out in front. Probably should have got a free hand being chopped, but the youngster gets up. A huge tackle laid by Barry on Waratah's Bowd. And now Southern Districts are away. Beautiful chip inside. Coming out with the lead was Williams. And Williams for Southern Districts is going to line up and have his first shot on goal for the afternoon. And he is going to have to kick it 50 metres as well. But great tackling pressure from Southern Districts. And that has been able to see them turn the ball over. Williams trying to get the second goal for Southern Districts. Hits it on the 50. He has the accuracy as well, but it's to the left. So they pick up another point. Southern Districts 1-2-8, leading Waratah 1 point, and 11 minutes gone in the opening term.
Just really impressed with the Crocs at the moment and the contested ball. I thought that the Waratahs probably had more weapons in their arsenal to win that part of the game.
William Collis trying to play on here, and for some unknown reason called to come back and do it again. That's got me completely confused as to why that happens. Collis now does exactly the same thing again, goes to a teammate and taken down from behind. Robert Turnbull. I thought that was just a good contest, Brendan.
Yeah, I think so. Probably not too much in it. Maybe, I think the umpire there paid the mark.
Joel Stevens, in fact, it was. He goes laterally. Now a nice kick up there towards Joshua LeGrice. He takes the mark at right half back. 11.5 minutes gone here in this first quarter. 8 plays 1. Southern Districts in the lead. SEN top end footy here for Chemist Warehouse. Game shaping up nicely. The ball inboard here for Waratahs. Ross chips again forward. Called to play on by the umpire. The handball comes back to Ross. Now goes forward to LeGrice again from 50. Kicks down towards the goal square, and there's going to be a free kick. Very fortunate there for Southern Districts. It was in the kicking motion, so the free kick will come back to centre half forward, Brenton.
Yeah, just high. Fraction late, but lucky for the Crocs there that it wasn't paid downfield.
Joshua LeGrice, ball in hand. He's directly in front. Opportunity here to put a first goal on the board for the Red and Whites. Runs his full measure, goes to 50, drills it in long and low, and Dylan Barry on. In fact, it was Rowan Bailey for Southern Districts. Great discipline. Terrible from Waratah, Brenton. Yeah. No one on the line. Yep. Rowan Bailey, not a tall player, touched it. So another behind for the Waratah Footy Club.
And Bailey does the kicking in duties, goes very quickly straight down the middle of the park. We're now at the attacking side of the centre square for Waratah. 10 players around it at the moment. Trying to pick it up was Josiah Farah. Farah's back in there, now turned over by Waratah, and that is a great tackle. Two Southern District players just tackled Ned Stevens. This tackling pressure from Southern Districts is immense. Ball down the middle of the park. Ross tried to get it for Waratah's position well in front, and it means that they can come away through Carroll, the co-captain. He's standing directly in front of us on the commentary wing. He chips inboard to Dylan Collis. He decides to take off down the commentary wing. Nice left foot up to centre half forward. Up in front was the ruck, Gallo for Southern Districts. Ball turned over. Carroll, the captain, kicked it up to the goal square. Picking it up was Joel Stevens. Joel Stevens handballs it off, and a shot on goal from Rich again is defended well by Southern Districts' last line of defence, and it goes through for a rush behind. Waratahs are now 3, trailing Southern Districts 8.
Good intensity in this game. Michael Bowden to bring the footy in. That's a dangerous little kick, made to look good there by Dylan Barry, who did beautifully. He plays on quickly. Ball comes off the side of his boot just slightly. His target was Gallo. Didn't quite find him. Running through the ball strongly was Zach Griffiths for Waratah. Kick up towards Magro was poor. Magro good enough to gather. Couldn't quite get it back to his teammate. Now Farah close to the boundary line. Handballing up to Brandon Rusker. Couldn't handle, close to the boundary line, over, and a boundary throw in. 60 around from the Waratah goal. 14 and a half gone here. And on the Tyre Power scoreboard, Southern Districts 1-2-8. Waratah 3 behinds. Tyre Power, your summer scorcher sale is on now.
Wilkins for Waratah goes up against Gallo. Ball drops for both ruckmen. Picked up by Katanak for Waratah. He kicks it up to full forward, but it's going to be marked and taken away by Southern Districts. Go the outer side. Rollins is there. The youngster under a mountain of pressure. Waratahs turn it over. A wayward handball is picked up by Delaney, though, from Southern Districts. Underneath the Tyre Power scoreboard on the outer, trying to pick it up running is Ganley. Ganley's not able to gather it for Southern Districts. The ball bounces over in front of him, and it's going to be ball tossed in halfway through the outer wing.
Just a bit of a momentum shift, I think, for that first 5 to 7 minutes there. It was all Crocs, but you can just see the Waratahs now just creeping their way back into the game.
Jordan Wilkins up against Gallo in the ruck contest. Ball comes to ground. Wilkins goes back in again and has another crack. Gets it away by hand. Caught on the ground is a Waratah player. The umpire says, no, that's okay. Toss it back to me and we'll do it all over again. Play on the outer wing. Gallo up high. Wins it down just. Carroll comes through nicely for Tars. Chain of handballs. Sees them in the middle of the ground, but a great tackle laid from behind. Turnover. Bousted gathers the footy. Long kick for Southern Districts. Goes out wide into the right forward pocket. Tars here in numbers. Nice little kick up centre wing. Mark almost taken there for the red and whites by Joel Stevens. Good pressure for Southern Districts came from Ethan Maney, and the ball out over the boundary line right in front of the Waratah faithful here at Gardens Oval for a boundary throw in. 16 and a half minutes gone. 8 plays 3 in the first quarter.
Low scoring first quarter. Wilkins, the youngster for Waratah, gets in front position, pats it down, and the ball goes straight back over the boundary where it was tossed back in. He was only playing under 18s a couple of seasons ago, young Wilkins. He's got a huge mammoth task against the big Gallo this afternoon in very warm conditions here in the top end.
Gallo doesn't quite get a hand to that. Ball spills to the back of the pack. Goes to Jonathan Ross on the left boot. Boots it up inside 50. Comes off hands. The Waratah defence goes to work through Bowd. Flicks it out wide to Wilkins. Goes by hand to a teammate in Collis. This is good play. No mark taken out at half back by the Tars. Looking to steady, however. Nice little handball on the up. Goes to Dylan Gunning. On the wing. Handball out to a teammate there in Gooch. They keep it moving. Tars doing really nicely here. Pressure comes close to the boundary. Handball inboard again to Gooch. Holds onto the footy. Kicks inside, attacking 50. Offhand, Silver's there. He can't pick it up. Connor Bowden did really well. Ball comes off hand. Silver snaps on goal. Hits the post. Hits the post on the bounce. Waratah score their 4th behind. So 17 and a half minutes gone. It's 4 plays 8 with Southern Districts having kicked the only goal.
Bowden kick in goes short. Wilkins picks it up. The ruckman. His kick is smothered. And now it's turned over. Southern Districts booming kick straight down the middle of the park. That's gone a good 50 metres. Ugly bounce, trying to pick it up. Barry in the middle, right where the centre square is, right there in the middle. Oh, and the umpires are letting it go. Ross picks it up for Waratahs. He's just carried that was a long time for that to be underneath the pack, but they've allowed that to flow. Ross was underneath that, right in the middle of Gardens Oval. Ball tossed up. Robinson. Wilkins got the tap for Waratahs, and he's going to give away a free for High. Taking off is Rusker. Rusker with an ugly kick, trying to kick it off the ground on the outer wing. Luke Smith, in his first game for Southern Districts, picks it up, chips it in board. We're still in the middle of the park at Gardens Oval. Barry takes a mark on the left foot, straight down into the left forward pocket. Nicely picked up by Farah. Farah dances around, tries to get around Bowd, puts it into the left forward pocket. Farah goes again, snap on goal, and he just misses to the left. Farah's been moved into the middle, up to forward, and that moves on Southern Districts 1-3-8 to a very inaccurate Waratah 4 points.
Tars bringing the footy back into play in the hands now of Jack Katanak, close to the boundary line. In fact, not close at all. 2 metres over, out of bounds on the full from Katanak. He won't be pleased with that. Free kick to be taken for Southern Districts by Rowan Bailey. Bailey goes with a nice drop punchy. That's a nice kick indeed. Finds a teammate just inside 50. I thought Katanak might have been taken back a metre there, but the umpire says no. And the player who took the mark was Harry McGuinness. 2 metres in from the boundary is Katanak. McGuinness settling here to have a kick on goal. Not going to make any predictions here, Brenton. No. He's got the breeze coming over his left shoulder. Kicking to the city end. He goes on the left boot. Called to play on. It's going to drop short. And Tars simply slap it through for a behind. Good defensive work there by the Red and Whites. Another behind to the score. Southern Districts go to 1-4-10. Waratah 4 behinds at the 20-minute mark of this first quarter.
Bowd will kick it in now for Waratah from the city end. Southern Districts already great zone. Going to make it hard for the left footer who decides to run his 10. Goes to the outer wing, looking for a pack. Handball over is the co-captain Carroll. Gets it to the outer wing. Finds a free Waratah player. They are streaming back. Waratah's cutting back in was Kittich, and it's gone over his head, and it's going to be mopped up by Southern Districts. Barry's been very busy in the middle of the park. Dropped a mark he should have taken on the commentary wing. Ross has it now. Sells the dummy, kicks up to left half forward. Gets a good punch to it is Delay, but he has to do the tackling the Crocs defender and getting up off the ground. The Waratahs forward. They're in the left forward pocket, and Wilkins flies for Waratahs ruck.
They win it down, but only into the safe hands there of William Collis. Bangs it long. Michael Bowden on the chase deep in the left back pocket for Southern Districts. And he just backs over the boundary line and professionally takes it over there, Brenton.
Yep, good work there by Bowden just to get into the right position. The kick went out the back and he was in position A. The Waratah players just not be able to get there. But for me, the Southern Districts pressure's just been outstanding so far.
Ruck contest now. Dean Robertson wins it down for the Crocodiles. Silver comes in through the red and whites. No one can pick it up cleanly. Districts do now. Tumbling punt up towards centre half forward, marked by Dylan Collis, who's just been everywhere. Lovely kick from him out towards Silver. Was worried out of it there by his opponent in Bousted, and Bousted sees it out over the boundary line. 45 metres around, left forward pocket favouring the Waratah Football Club.
Just a couple of times in the last few minutes there, a few players now, maybe it's the dew starting to set in, but ball starting to get a bit slippery and players dropping their marks.
Ned Stevens goes up against Robinson. Ruck changing a lot. The umpire there saying play on. Silver plays on quickly. Snap around his body to full forward, but a nice defensive mark by Southern Districts, who are doing very, very well on the last line of defence. Long kick out underneath the Tyre Power scoreboard, and Luke Smith's not able to take the mark, and it just dribbles over the boundary. So the ball will be tossed in on the outer wing, 70 metres away from the right goal of Waratah, who are hosting Southern Districts on this beautiful 6:30 evening game here in Darwin.
SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse. A good game shaping up here. Wilkins wins it down against Robertson. Tars take possession. A good kick away from Joel Stevens up towards full forward again. The Crocodiles' defence is performing very nicely here in this first quarter. Another nice mark taken, and the quarter-time siren sounds. SEN top-end footy for Chemist Warehouse. They've done well here, Southern Districts. Really held up Waratah, who had some terrific possession, but just couldn't put a score on the board. And the scoreboard for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts, Southern Districts 1-4-10, Waratah 4 behinds.
One of the, I think, quicker quarters I've seen in Men's Premier League, because one goal was scored. So, you know, the length of the quarters, obviously by the amount of goals is scored, but one goal scored in this whole
Absolutely,
quarter.
and I was going to make a point about that. Both teams working very hard defensively and getting set up behind the ball, lots of spares behind it, so quite easy to win it in your defensive half, but the trouble has been getting out and trying to get some sort of offensive change of possessions going and getting into your forward line. So I'll make a comment on that. I think the Crocs have done really well to halve the contest, and really, you know, especially around stoppages. I thought Tars were going to get on top. They might be missing Abraham Akers tonight, but I thought, you know, that first quarter there, the Crocs did well. This breeze, and it might be starting to pick up now, might be worth 1 or 2 goals in that first quarter, maybe a little bit more in the second.
SEN top-end footy coming to you round 10 from Gardens Oval. We'll be back with you after this break.
That quarter on SEN Top End Footy was for Tyre Power. Get a $100 digital Visa card on Waratah tyres. Whatever journey you're on, a road trip with mates or family adventure, Tyre Power has you covered during their Summer Scorcher sale now on. Your #1 destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help you plan that next driving holiday. During the Summer Scorcher sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Toyo passenger and SUV tyres. So before you hit the road, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. Go and see Paul Hassett and the team at Alice City Tyre Power on Whittaker Street.
Attention cattle producers. Dectomax V is a brand new cattle drench containing not 1 but 2 actives. With an average efficacy of 99.8%, cattle worms, even resistant ones, don't stand a chance. Ideal for weaners and growing cattle, this easy-to-use injectable drench is twice as tough on worms, and it also controls cattle ticks. New Dectomax V, premium performance for leading cattle producers. Available January.
Air North sends you warm wishes this season with airfares to destinations that won't have you freezing. Our 12 days of Christmas sale will bring you delight. So book now with Air North and board your next flight. From as low as $155 one way, your destination is never too far away. Travel between January 4 and March 31 with free checked baggage and that special someone. So visit airnorth.com.au. Air North can't wait to welcome you. Happy holidays!
There is nothing like a crown for picking it up and putting it down.
And there's nothing like a local branch with local people to understand and service your needs. For forklift sales, rentals and service, Crown's Darwin branch has highly trained and experienced local people ready to look after you. And because they're local, they're never far from where you are. Give them a call on 131 604. Check them out at crown.com or call in to 4 at Nick DeMartis Road, Berrima. Crown Forklifts Darwin. Locals helping locals.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Real Adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
He's the most recognisable fisherman in the country. It is, of course, Paul Westland from iFish.
And I think that's why they're so fascinating. That's why fishing is so cool, boys, because you think you're in there when you think you know it. You do it 7 days a week, and there's all these things that are out there that you literally have no idea about. You're never, ever going to stop learning about fishing.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team or start one.
Being at the greatest events on the sporting calendar is what makes sport fans tick. And to witness the biggest sporting moments in Australia, Ballpark Entertainment can get you there. AFL, NRL, horse racing, soccer, basketball, cricket, boutique events and more. Ticketing, corporate suites and money can't buy experiences. Get the best access to the best sporting events with Ballpark Entertainment. Making memories. ballparkentertainment.com.au.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you.
More importantly, it is going to go to their leading goal kicker in Ross, who's going to have a shot. He's hugging the left forward pocket boundary. He's going to step around, snap on goal, and they're going to pick up their first goal for the afternoon.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval. The players have just separated from their huddles. Waratah and Southern Districts making their way back into their positions. Scoreboard here at quarter time. Southern Districts in the lead. 1-4-10. Waratah 4 behinds. The team that is on the top of the ladder haven't kicked a goal in the first quarter, Shannon.
Yet to score, and why that was the shortest highlights package you'll ever hear, because there was one goal scored in Men's Premier League quarter. And yeah, it was a short quarter.
I forgot I'd even been told that there was going to be a highlight of one goal. So there you go. Let's see what happens in the second quarter. Players now in position. Lights really starting to take effect here. A lovely Saturday evening, if you call 70% humidity and a field-like temperature of 37 degrees. A lovely Saturday evening. Yes, that is the siren here at Gardens Oval. I kid you not. Second quarter underway. One down by Wilkins. That's a great ruck tap out. Waratah pushing the ball forward here. Handball goes forward early, but now stolen away by Rusker. Nice little handball received from Farah. Underground kick going for a teammate there in Luke Smith. Will he get it? He doesn't quite. He knocks it on. Taken now by Will Rowlands. Beautiful pass by Will Rowlands. That was a cracker. And his teammates come to him. The mark has been taken there by Lee Williams, and that was initially very good play from Waratah, but Southern Districts turned it over.
That's a free kick, isn't it? I think Rowlands was hit by Rooch after the play.
But he marked the ball in any event.
Anyway,
great play. So from dead in front, Lee Williams kicks on goal, and he puts that straight through the middle. 46 seconds, Southern Districts on the board, and young Rowlands, Brenton Toy. Talk about focusing on the footy and doing what your job is. That was fantastic.
Just for a young kid, just really composed. He knew the pressure was coming. He lowered his eyes. He lifted his eyes. He saw his teammate presenting up forward. It was just a nice kick. It went low, but it went to the right spot and just let his teammate run onto it. Rowlands hit after disposal. Free kick would have been paid anyway, if not the mark. So good start there, and they started the first quarter off really well. So great start again by the Crocs.
Shannon, Lee Williams is a full forward from the Eastern Districts Football League, as far as I'm aware. He's really straightened Southern Districts up in the last few rounds.
So Gallo goes up against Ned Stevens in the middle of the park. It's Waratahs that are going to get the clearance, kicked up by Legrish, and it was looking for Silva, but he has got back position and taking the mark in front of his Boustad. Boustad goes to the outer wing, and it's going to be turned over because Dylan Collis for Waratah, who's had a great first and quarter, gets a handball off to Magro. Magro kicks it up to left forward pocket. Ball down on the ground. Silva's pushed off his kick for Waratah, and there's going to be a head high free kick going to Waratah. A little too eager it was Driscoll, who's had a really good first quarter. He was the last line of defence, and the free kick going to Joel Stevens in the left forward pocket. It's about Driscoll's on the mark. Left forward pocket is a metre in from the boundary. Joel Stevens runs around the mark, kicks a long goal, 45 metres from the left forward pocket, if you don't mind. As soon as he kicked it, he was celebrating. You can hear the crowd. We're sitting in the stands around the Waratah faithful. That is the
the first goal for Waratah this afternoon, and it comes in the second minute of the second quarter, and they still trail though. It is Southern District 16 leading Waratah 10. 2.5 minutes gone, second quarter.
Good play there by Stevens, a terrific kick on goal. He left no one guessing he was either going to put it through or it was going to go somewhere else completely different. He booted it really hard, but great finish there by Stevens, and just sloppy play by the Crocs players to give away a free kick inside their forward 50.
Indeed, it was. Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. That scoreboard, Southern District 2-4-16, Waratah 1-4-10 from the ruck contest. Gallo wins it down, finds a teammate in Will Rowlands again, gets a handball out of the middle. Turnover. Collis, the high up and under out towards centre wing. Ball pushed towards half forward. Silva has an opportunity, and in fact the whistle has sounded, and it will be a free kick for the Waratah Footy Club. Half forward now. Long kick up inside 50. No mark taken. Ball thumped away. The fall of the footy there, Brodie Carroll finds a teammate in it, Dylan Collis. Bangs away long. Could this be the second in a row? No, it is not. Behind to the left-hand side. Scoreboard turning over here, 1-5-11 Waratah, trailing Southern Districts 2-4-16. Game really tightening up here at the 4-minute mark, thanks to SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse.
Schwartz has the kick-in duties, takes a run about 4 metres, kicks it up to Gallo. Ned Stevens was in front for Waratah. Ball spills over the back. Gallo picks it up. The big ruckman gets a boot to it. It's an ugly kick and goes over the boundary. It's going to be tossed in directly underneath us. We're in the commentary of the grandstand here, right next to the clubhouse, and there is a huge crowd on hand. Very vocal Waratah supporter group.
Boundary throw in, one down by Gallo. Taps it closer to the boundary. Wilkins in pursuit, so too Barry. Barry gathers on the left foot, kicks up towards half forward. Collis, that's Dylan, could not mark the footy under pressure from his immediate opponent in Jack Ganley. And the ball out of bounds for another boundary throw in.
He's been good tonight, Collis, and both Collis have been pretty good tonight. And just watching him off the ball, their work rate to get back behind and set himself up is what's keeping him in the game.
Ned Stevens in the ruck, gets over the top of Gallo, who didn't get off the ground, picked up by Magro. He just torps it a good 70 metres down the park, but good work from Driscoll for Southern Districts. He ducks a tackle from Silva. He gets a long kick down the commentary wing, misses all of his teammates for Southern Districts, but it's Crocker for Tars that's going to see it over the boundary, and it's going to be tossed in halfway on the commentary wing as the breeze just picks up here at Gardens Oval.
Gallo in contest against Stevens. Stevens works his way in front, did really well, goes on the pursuit again. Can't pick it up under pressure from Barry. Tars do, however. Magro again, another torp inside 50. Bounces once. District's defence pick it up. Nice handball came out to Delahaye. Now they look to steady. Little step inside came from Bo Schwarz. Goes on the left boot, the high up and under. Flying for it there for Southern Districts. They get a kick out wide. William Collis on the chase at left half forward. Under pressure. Pressure there from Southern District was Gord. William Collis brought to the ground. Will he be called for it? No, he won't. The umpire will take it. And there'll be a ball up. A little bit of a to-do between the players after that exchange, but the umpire will ball it up at left half forward. 6.5 gone, 16 plays 11. Southern Districts remain in the lead.
Wilkins now goes up against Robertson, who's playing his last game in the ruck for Southern Districts. Ball, hurried kick. Under it was Rowlands, very brave, running backwards. Dropped the mark, picked up by Collis. That was William Collis. And he is dispossessed, and a good tackle from the youngster McInnes. Southern Districts play on. Barry drops the ball, picks it up. Snap on goal with the left foot, and it's going to be a curler, and it curls too much to the right. But well done from Southern Districts playing on quickly, and they get another point.
Yeah, just the Waratahs there, just being a little bit cute with their hands, trying to do too much. Tried to come back inside. Probably should have just turned and kept the ball out on the boundary side wing.
Missed everything. 16 Southern Districts play Waratah 11. 7 minutes gone, second quarter.
Waratah, nice little kick in. Ball in possession of Gunning in the right back pocket. Nice kick from him. Finds a teammate in Ross. So Ross with ball in hand. Inside defensive 50. Straight down the line, down the wing. They just get hands to it slightly, and in pursuit was Joel Stevens, the goal kicker for this quarter. Couldn't quite get his hands on the footy. Will be a boundary throw in. Right in front of our commentary position here in the grandstand at Gardens Oval.
Wilkins, heavily strapped left knee back in the ruck for Waratahs. Goes over Robertson, probably gave away a free kick. Robertson, great smother. The ruckman off the boot of Carroll, the co-captain. He goes again, Carroll gets a handball, and it is a big tackle as the breeze picks up here. The ball's in the middle of the park. 5 points, Southern Districts lead Waratah. 8 minutes gone, second quarter. And did I hear you earlier saying that there might be a weather warning floating around?
Yep,
Keep an eye on
feel
that.
like it. Silva cruises through, drills a pass inside 50, can't find a teammate. Yet again, the Southern Districts defence goes to work. Nice little handball out. Now a beautiful kick up towards centre half back. No mark taken. Handball out now to Connor Bowden. The 1-2 on the chase there for Southern Districts. Luke Delahaye picks up the footy. Long kick into the forward pocket. Mark taken by Luke Smith. He's got players in the clear. Calling for it there is William Rowlands. Goes short into the right forward pocket, and the mark taken there by the goal kicker in this second quarter in Lee Williams. The Waratah player thinking that he can take the footy away from him. If I was him, I'd give it back to him properly. He doesn't, and the umpire spot on. He just dropped the footy on the ground. Terribly undisciplined play there from the Waratah defender, and Lee Williams marched to the goal line. No Waratah player went with him. He pops that through for his second, and more importantly, after some really tight play, Southern Districts hit the scoreboard. And for the Tyre Power scoreboard here, your trusted tyre expert, Southern Districts 3-4-22, leading Waratah 1-5-11.
Yeah, the Waratahs just struggling at the moment. They're not performing like at the top of the ladder team. Districts really sort of got their measure, but it's their leg speed, it's their pressure on the ball carrier. I think the Tars are working hard to get back into getting spares, but they just can't make their way forward, and Districts are doing a far better job. They've got great leg speed. They're beating the Tars on the spread, and when they go forward, they look a lot more structured with Williams down there.
They do indeed. The ball back in the middle now. The ruckman setting themselves. Gallo.
Robertson goes up against Wilkins. Ball down on the ground, trying to come through for Southern Districts. The players head over the ball. Picked up by Robertson. The ruckman just gets a kick out to the commentary wing. It's Crocker for Tars that tries to pick it up. Now picked up off the ground for Bowd. Bowd for Waratahs finds an unmarked player right in the middle of the park. Joel Stevens kicks it up to left forward pocket, goes over the head of co-captain Turnbull. Now Southern Districts under pressure. Kicked off the ground by Driscoll in the right back pocket. Handball over. Southern Districts now have numbers. Bailey, the youngster, gets a handball away out on the outer wing. Southern Districts player is fallen over. Williams, the goal kicker, and it's going to be Waratahs who are going to get out of trouble, and they're going to come down the commentary wing. Co-captain Carroll's taken the mark. Left foot piercing kick right into the right forward pocket, looking for Kitschke, but it's Southern Districts Driscoll who gets a hurried kick out, and it's going to be marked and turned over by Spence from Waratahs. He kicks it into Magro. You can hear the crowd, and the ball did not go to its intended target, and Southern Districts are going to get out of trouble. Just settling it now.
Jack Ganley, long kick looking out wide for Robertson. The ball thumped away from him by Thomas Spence. Boundary throw in the grandstand, or in front of the grandstand I should say. A very vocal crowd here supporting the Waratah Football Club. Teams on the top of the ladder, they want them to stay there. Ruck contest now. Robertson up against Wilkins. Robertson won it down, then a nice little toe poke found Ross. Then a kick from Ganley up towards half forward. Free kick paid. The free kick against Collis will go here to Southern Districts. Jamie Elder to take the free kick. Just forward of centre. And the umpire now calling him to play on it. Looking for a bit of movement. Kick not quite what he wanted it to be. almost taken by Ross for Waratah. Now Farah with the footy, being tackled, and dropping the ball was the call. In fact, a throw was the call. So a free kick will go back to Ross for that throw. Ross taking his position inside defensive 50 with Farah on the mark.
Ross goes down the commentary wing, centre wing. Oh, standing on it bravely was William Collis, and a free kick going against Schwartz, who came across to punch it out of Collis's hands, and that's going to be a free kick. The umpire said it was a push in the back. So centre wing commentary side, William Collis runs around Schwartz, goes into the right forward pocket, just throwing Bowden. That's Michael Bowden, just absolutely threw off Legrish. And it's going to come out of the defensive 50, only as far as Spence. Free kick going against Southern District's Breed. It's going to be going to Spence. He's 60 metres from goal with the mullet. Spence kicks it up to full forward, looking for Kitschke. At the drop with Spence, was Silva. He overran it. And now Southern Districts get a hurried kick out, but the hurried kick only goes as far as Legrish. Probably should have gone back and taken the mark. He gets a handball inside to Joel Stevens. Joel Stevens with a hurried kick, only as far as a Southern Districts player. And Southern Districts' hurried kick out is met by Bowd, and he quickly plays on into the middle of the forward 50. This is the ball going in and out of the forward line for Waratahs. They were repelling it well, Southern Districts, but they've been given away a free kick against Bailey, one of the youngsters, into the side. And the man with the mullet, Katanak, and he's got the breeze at his back. I know that because his mullet has parted. His back of his hair is just parted, showing you the strong breeze that is at the back of him. He's going to have to kick it 45 metres. Walks in now, just twirling the ball. The left footer off a couple of steps, kicks on goal and kicks truly. More importantly, that is Waratah's second goal for the evening. Waratahs are now 2-5-18. 2-5-18 to Southern District's 3-4-22. So the Crocs still with a 4-point lead. 14 minutes gone, second quarter.
Where that goal come from is the ball had gone into the Waratah forward line. Southern Districts had won it back. But when you looked across the ground, the Waratah team had set up defensively on the fat side. So when Districts looked up to try and switch the football, they had nowhere to go. Forced a long kick down the line. Tars won it back, pumped it in again.
SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse. Good game here. Gallo up in the ruck contest, beaten forward by Ned Stevens. Ball pushed forward for Tars, now taken again by Joel Stevens. Tried to kick on goal, was smothered. Off hands in the goal square. Silva tried to soccer at it. There's a trip paid, and the trip is going to Brodie Carroll, the co-captain for the Waratah Footy Club. So the Tyre Power scoreboard showing Southern Districts in the lead by 5 points. 3-4-22 to Waratah 2-5-17. Can Brodie Carroll put them in front for the first time here this evening? Right of centre, 35 to 40 degree angle, not much distance to speak of, 20 metres. He's the left footer, is Brodie Carroll. Little bit of a stuttery approach. He puts it straight through the middle. The grandstand erupts here, and Waratah take the lead by 1 behind.
Yeah, it was good work then again by the Waratah midfield. Stevens getting involved, doing the roving work off his own ruck, and just got it in. It was a scrappy kick coming in, but just the pressure again of Waratahs. This is probably what we expected to see from them from the beginning of the outset of the game. It's probably taken them a quarter and a half to sort of get through their gears, but maybe the wind helping him out a little bit. But this is probably what we should be expecting to see from the Waratah outfit.
And the Waratah outfit 3-5-23, leading Southern Districts 3-4-22 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Your summer scorcher sale is on now.
Hope you're enjoying SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse. Stevens goes up against Robinson in the middle, picked up by Collis. That's William Collis. There's going to be a free kick going to Southern Districts. It's going to go to the youngster, Williams, playing his second Men's Premier League game. Picked up the Rising Star nomination last week for round 9. Kicks it up to right half forward, and a great pack mark from Williams. He's kicked 2 this quarter. He plays on quickly, and he finds an unchecked McInnes, who's one of the youngsters, the under-18s that have come into the side this week. Unselfish play there from Williams. Probably would have been in his range, but he's found an unmarked McInnes, who is directly in front, 35 metres out.
So again, Brenton, you've got William Rowlands and Russell combining, and Lee Williams combining really well.
McInnes, left foot youngster, comes in, and they get a quick reply. The Southern District side, they retake the lead, and they move on to 4-4-28, leading Waratah 3-5-23. 17 minutes gone in the second quarter. And you're right, Williams, who's kicked 2 goals, unselfish, finding McInnes.
Yeah, but Rowlands, he's getting involved, and more importantly, his involvements are resulting in scores. Right. But Williams on that occasion, he was third in line. He just gave his opponent just a little nudge under the footy. He had the reach advantage, was able to reach over the top, pluck the footy, and as you said, very unselfish play to give it to his teammate who was a better position than him to kick it, and he didn't let him down.
Ball back in the middle. Robertson up high against Wilkins. Wilkins won that one. Trying to push it through there was Turnbull for Tars. Connor Bowden in hard. The ball slapped forward for Southern Districts. Taken now for Waratah by Corey Rich. Gets a left foot kick forward. On the pursuit is Joel Crocker. Gathers. Nice pass. And they take a mark inside 50 over in the left forward pocket. Playing on, having the snap at goal. I think it's Stevens. He pumps the air again. And that is another goal to the Waratah Footy Club. And kicking on goal there, I think it might have been Jake Bowd, in fact, kicking that goal. So Waratah, again, quick reply is the word of the moment here. Yep. And the Tyre Power scoreboard turning over rapidly here. Southern Districts 4-4-28. Waratah retaking the lead. They move to 4-5-29, and they lead now by 1 behind, 19 minutes into this second quarter.
I think as the game progresses, we're going to see it open up a little bit more. Both teams are working extremely hard defensively, and it was always going to be a question who could sustain that effort. Now we're starting to see fatigue set in and players not being as close to their opposition, so a little bit more sort of open, free-flowing football happening. 3
goals in 3 minutes, and there's been 3 lead changes. So this has been a frenetic period in this second quarter. Ball tossed up. Wilkins goes really high over Robinson, who's not able to get off the ground. Taken out by Turnbull, the co-captain, into the left forward pocket. Overran it was Magro. Silver overran it for Tars as well. Ducking his head and was looking for a free, but it was Southern Districts who with great defence and getting off the bottom of the ball, just making his way back to full forward, quickly tossed up. Wilkins taps it into the left forward pocket. Picking it up for Southern Districts was Schwartz. He just goes around Wilkins, hurried kick, and Collis is having a great game. Dropped the mark he should have taken. That's Dylan Collis. The ball just trickles inside the forward 50 for Waratahs, and the umpire, Emma Stark, has picked out an incorrect disposal, and Southern Districts are going to get out of trouble through a free kick.
So Connor Bowden with ball in hand signals that he's going to go long, and that he does. Straight down centre wing, target down there, Robinson. Players crashing in. There's a Tars players hit the ground hard. Ball off hands. Tars emerge with it. Long kick up towards centre half forward. Great pick up there by Thomas Spence. Fends off, handballs out, finds Magro on the left boot. Shot on goal. Misses to the right hand side. Minor score. Waratah, they inch forward. 4-6-30. Southern Districts 4-4-28 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts. We've gone 21 minutes in this second quarter.
Driscoll goes down the middle of the park looking for Farah. Ross was behind him, but Farah picked it up after the second bounce. Patting it forward and going for a run was Ross. He kicked a goal in the first quarter. Kicks it up to left half forward. Tars, desperate, have numbers at the moment. Head over the ball and picking up was Crocker. Ball still on the ground. Farah is going to get picked up for kicking in danger. He holds his right foot, and on the ground, it looks like it is a bit of trouble. He might have hit the shin of Farah. So that's Wilkins, the ruck. Wilkins is very, very slow to his feet, and he is wobbly. He's going to have to be taken off here. Wilkins coming straight to the interchange, so they're going to have to check their ruckman here as the free kick now going to Waratahs.
Long kick down the line. Gallo got hands to it. Michael Bowden picks up the rebound. His quick kick was taken by Robert Turnbull. Ball comes back to him. Then he goes to William Collis. Off hands. Quick kick away there by Ned Stevens. Is out of bounds on the full under some tremendous pressure from the Southern District's midfielders. That free kick to be taken left half back by Michael Bowden. The man on the mark there, Joel Stevens. Michael Bowden just dusting off the footy there, trying to clean up a little bit of dew, no doubt.
Son of Sean Bowden, nephew of Joel Bowden.
Long kick off the left boot now, up into the middle of the ground. Shoved out of it was Gallo, and will he get the free? Sure does. So Ned Stevens infringing there, and Gallo to take that free kick on left centre wing.
He just kicks it to left half forward. Huge kick. Falcon, that's what you can hear, a little chuckle from Barry. And Southern Districts, he's been pretty busy in the first and second quarter, Barry.
It's like a volleyball spike into his head.
He's having a laugh with Dylan Collis there too.
That went. That would have hurt his noggin. Ball tossed in on the 50-metre arc in favour of the Crocodiles. Down on all four is the ruckman Gallo for Southern Districts, and the umpire is saying that he wasn't able to get it free, and the free kick is going to go to Waratahs. Gallo gets up slowly, telling the umpire that he didn't have the ball. And Gallo has run over the mark. I'm sure the umpire said play on.
No, I think he gave the warning to the Waratah player to kick the ball before he called play on. And on that warning, Gallo, I think,
just took off.
Encroached the mark, And he still
needs to get out of the way here.
50. So the tall ruckman tried to keep up with the Waratahs gunning. Didn't get to the 50-metre mark. Didn't stand the mark.
And you don't have that luxury anymore.
You don't.
You
That's
can just play on any time throughout the 50-metre penalty. So if you're in the way, you got to get out. And he put his hands up on the mark, and rightfully so, 2 50-metre penalties.
That's where the teammates need to get around and actually get organised down the field. They have to take the mark.
Especially the tall ruckman. Just tell him to stop running.
Just stop running.
So gunning now is 35 metres in front. Waratahs gunning, and he's hooked it to the right. With the breeze at his back, that has cleared it easily, but he's gone to the right. They pick up another point, Waratah. They're 4-7-31, leading Southern Districts 4-4-28. 25 minutes gone in the second quarter.
So the ball in the hands of Michael Bowden again, the designated kicker, looking for a target. Goes on a bit of a run. Long kick out towards centre wing was to Patrick Gallo. Doesn't matter. Half-time siren sounds here at Gardens Oval. Round 10 clash between the Waratah Football Club and the Southern Districts Crocodiles. And what a game it's been so far. At quarter time, it was Southern Districts in the lead. 1-4-10 to Waratah. No goals, 4 behind. So a 6-point margin there to Southern Districts. At half-time, Waratah have taken the lead. 4-7. So they've kicked 4 goals, 3 in a dominant second quarter. 4-7-31 to Southern Districts 4-4-28, thanks to the Tyre Power scoreboard there, your trusted tyre experts. So at halftime, it is Waratah in the lead by 3 points. Here on SEN Top End Footy here, we'll go to a short break and then come back and examine what's just happened in the first half.
That quarter on SEN Top End Footy was for Tyre Power. Kick straight with a free 5-minute tyre safety check. Whatever journey you're on, a road trip with mates or family adventure, Tyre Power has you covered during their Summer Scorchers sale now on. Your #1 destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help you plan that next driving holiday. During the Summer Scorchers sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Toyo passenger and SUV tyres. So before you hit the road, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. Go and see Luke and Mitchell at Tyre Power Catherine on First Street.
Attention cattle producers. Dectomax V is a brand new dual-active injectable cattle drench. With an average efficacy of 99.8%, cattle worms don't stand a chance. And it also controls cattle ticks. New Dectomax V, available January.
From AFL to NRL. A-League to horse racing. For all the big moments, expert commentary and the latest breaking news, when it happens in sport, SEN has you covered. Find your channel on the SEN app today.
Down, turn it around. There is nothing like a crown. For picking it up and putting it down. Place it here or take it there. Low to the ground or high in the air. Top of the stack, worry now. If you want it off the ground. There is nothing like a crown for picking it up and putting it down.
Call 131 604 or visit crown.com.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team or start one.
Air North sends you warm wishes this season with airfares to destinations that won't have you freezing. Our 12 days of Christmas sale will bring you delight. So book now with Air North and board your next flight. From as low as $155 one way, your destination is never too far away. Travel between January 4 and March 31 with free checked baggage and that special someone. So visit airnorth.com.au. Air North can't wait to welcome you. Happy holidays!
And it's a very intense second innings here. Mackenzie to bowl. He lets rip. Oh, Miller has absolutely smashed this. High and long towards mid-off. Daniels may get there before Edwards. Or is that Williams? I think one of them has long hair and one may have a hat on. And it's a catch, I think. There's people in white running everywhere. And the score is now something for something.
Don't miss the best bits. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Visit drinkwise.org.au.
Real adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
He's the most recognisable fisherman in the country. It is, of course, Paul Westland from iFish.
And I think that's why they're so fascinating. That's why fishing is so cool, boys, because you think you're in there when you think you know it. You do it 7 days a week, and there's all these things that are out there that you literally have no idea about. You're never, ever going to stop learning about fishing.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you.
But Lee Williams kicks on goal and he puts that straight through the middle. 46 seconds, Southern District's on the board.
Joel Stevens runs around the mark, kicks a long goal, 45 metres from the left forward pocket, if you don't mind. As soon as he kicked it, he was celebrating. He's going to have to kick it 45 metres. Walks in now. The left footer. Off a couple of steps. Kicks on goal and kicks truly.
And here we are back at Gardens Oval. Half-time here and a good game in front of us. Waratah just regained the ascendancy at half-time. They lead by 3 points, 4-7-31 to Southern District's 4-4-28. It was Southern District's at quarter-time by 6 points, but 7 scoring shots to 3 in the second quarter. Tells the story in some ways, Brenton. Southern District made the most of theirs. They had 3 scoring shots and they kicked 3 goals. But for Waratah, it was very important. They had 7, they kicked 4 goals, 3, and they now see themselves in front by those 3 points.
Yeah, Dominic, both teams are really well organised in getting set up behind the play, and that's just a sign of the good coaching that they're getting from Ryan Ayres and Matt Cannard. I'm not sure how much the win factor is going to play a part in the game. It sort of comes and goes. That quarter there might have been worth, 2 or 3, so I thought Districts did okay to keep, with Waratahs throughout that quarter. as I said, both teams working really hard defensively, so it'll come down to who can sustain that effort, over the 4 quarters. I watched a few times there. The Tars are doing really good to limit the switching opportunities of Southern Districts and really getting set up on the fat side of the ground and covering those exits. The Collis brothers have been pretty good. You've got to start asking questions about who's on them, but I think they're playing through the midfield and sometimes across half-back. And I watched Will Collis there. He was one-on-one with his opponent. He spoiled the footy and then he just went back on his own. So you sort of got to wonder, what Districts are doing in terms of trying to make them accountable. Robbie Turnbull, we didn't call him much in the first quarter, but he started to get involved. Their co-captain, Carroll, he's been good as well. The Stevens brothers have been pretty good through the ruck in the midfield. Young Rowlands for Southern Districts, he's getting his hands on the footy. Williams, as you said, Dom, he's given that target to straighten him up down the forward. Dylan Barry, he's been good. Both Bowdens have been pretty solid down back and providing that rebound. But for me, it's the experience of Waratahs, but it's that youthful enthusiasm that I think the Districts and their kids are stacking up. I'm really impressed with the way, and it's not their senior players, the Farahs, that are winning the game for them. It's just the general work of the kids across the ground.
Yeah, it's been a very even performance. I've been really impressed with their defensive 6 because while Waratah had 7 scoring opportunities to see on the board, Shannon, they had many more inside 50s than 7.
They're really scrapping. Driscoll, as well, as I've really liked his game as well. Just been, even running to the last line of defence and really being sort of like a goalkeeper in some terms, which Ryan Ayres will be disappointed with, that the Tars aren't getting there. And interesting, they used Magro in the midfield first in that second quarter, and then Dekitsky was trying to be the full forward target. So they're changing the option as well, probably just trying to mix up what the Crocs are thinking because they really dominated that first term.
Yeah, I think mixing it up and just trying to keep the opposition defence guessing and, trying to stay one step ahead. But as I said, who can sustain the effort? So I think a little bit will be about that. How do we rest players and keep them involved in the game so that we can ensure that we finish it off well?
And just quickly, it'll be interesting to see if Wilkins returns as well. He copped an accidental leg from Farah, who was coming in, and he looked a little groggy getting to his feet, the ruckman for Waratah. So that'd be a huge out if he is not able to return.
Yes, but gingerish Wilkins, we shall see. You're on SEN Top End Footy here. Time for us to have a little break, and when we return, it'll be back into it for the second half.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you. Whatever journey you're on, a road trip with mates or family adventure, Tyre Power has you covered during their Summer Scorchers sale now on. Your #1 destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help you plan that next driving holiday. During the Summer Scorchers sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Toyo passenger and SUV tyres. So before you hit the road, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. Go and see Bob and Ernie at Null & Boy Tyre Power in Miller Close.
Attention cattle producers. Dectomax V is a brand new dual-active injectable cattle drench. With an average efficacy of 99.8%, cattle worms don't stand a chance. And it also controls cattle ticks. New Dectomax V. Available January.
AFLNT.com.au and AFL Northern Territory on Facebook and Instagram. Be the first to hear all the TIO Northern Territory Football League news by following the AFL Northern Territory on Facebook and Instagram or by visiting the website aflnt.com.au.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Remember this?
There is nothing like a crown. Oh, picking it up and putting it down.
And they're right. There is nothing like a Crown. For the best range of new second-hand and rental forklifts. For the best parts and service on all makes and models. And for unique and innovative technology. Guaranteed reliability and superior quality. Crown, the forklift experts. Check them out at crown.com or call 131 604. No risk, no worries.
Real adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
He's the most recognisable fisherman in the country. It is, of course, Paul Westland from iFish.
And I think that's why they're so fascinating. That's why fishing is so cool, boys, because you think you're in there when you think you know it. You do it 7 days a week, and there's all these things that are out there that you literally have no idea about. You're never, ever going to stop learning about fishing.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Air North sends you warm wishes this season with airfares to destinations that won't have you freezing. Our 12 days of Christmas sale will bring you delight. So book now with Air North and board your next flight. From as low as $155 one way, your destination is never too far away. Travel between January 4 and March 31 with free checked baggage and that special someone. So visit airnorth.com.au. Air North can't wait to welcome you. Happy holidays!
Being at the greatest event on the sporting calendar is what makes sport fans tick. And to witness the biggest sporting moments in Australia, Ballpark Entertainment can get you there. AFL, NRL, horse racing, soccer, basketball, cricket, boutique events and more. Ticketing, corporate suites and money can't buy experiences. Get the best access to the best sporting events with Ballpark Entertainment. Making memories. ballparkentertainment.com.au.
And it's a very intense second innings here. Mackenzie to bowl. He lets rip. Oh, Miller has absolutely smashed this. High and long towards mid-off. Daniels may get there before Edwards. Or is that Williams? I think one of them has long hair and one may have a hat on. And it's a catch, I think. There's people in white running everywhere. And the score is now something for something.
Don't miss the best bits. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Visit drinkwise.org.au.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you.
Away here at Gardens Oval, as you can hear by that wonderful siren. Brenton Toy, Shannon Byrne and Dominic McCormack with you this evening. A warm, balmy afternoon evening here at Gardens Oval, but what a wonderful game of footy. Round 10 clash between Waratah and Southern Districts, and Waratah leading by 3 points. Brenton, how do you see them shaping up for this second half?
It's going to be interesting to see what the weather does. The breeze is coming and going to our right of the commentary box here. It seems to be the scoring end. I think Waratahs, they probably seem to have a little bit more run, under their belt. Districts, I think, have been playing on sort of a little bit of adrenaline and a bit of, their leg speed has been good on the outside. I just think that we haven't seen enough. We haven't seen as much as we could from some of the Waratah better players. The Turnbulls, Carroll can offer a lot more. Silver's been dangerous down there. But all credit to the Crocs. I think Gallo in the midfield, he's giving him, good first use with his size. I think if they can do anything, they can go back to what they did in the first quarter and just try and even the contest. Try and beat your opponent first and then build your game, as opposed to trying to just go and win as much footy as you can get.
Good news too, Wilkins is out there. He's not hard to miss. He's got a very heavily strapped left knee, so he's talking to his mids at the moment. So that's good news for Waratahs. They have a fit Wilkins after he was assessed. But yes, that breeze just picking up here. You'll hear in our FX. Had a quick look at the Bureau, the BOM app. A tiny red patch coming, but it looks like it is far away. So hopefully we might get through this second half of footy. Dom, you're not looking convinced?
Oh, look, let's hope. Because
Did you get a weather warning on
I'm thinking, Brenton Toy's just described us as being in the commentary box. That's very kind. We're at a desk in the grandstand.
Right, sorry.
There is no cover if that wind comes.
That's why we put you on the edge.
It's hitting me first. About to get underway here. Siren sounds. Ball held aloft. Tossed high. Gallo and Wilkins. Gallo wins it down. On the pursuit was Farah. Dylan Collis in there. So too Will. Tackle laid by Gallo. That was a high tackle. The umpire says no. That was all fair against Robert Turnbull. And the umpire's blowing the whistle again. No, that's okay. Ball up again. Gallo beaten for it by Wilkins on this occasion. Straight down at the toes. Players dive in and the umpire will do it all over again. Scoreboard clock has not yet started. Up they go again. Neither ruckman can get real influence over the footy. Farah's in there, coming away with it nicely for Waratah was Joshua LeGrice. Up towards half forward is good. Waratah now with ball in hand. Turnbull from right half forward. Long, penetrating kick up towards the goal square. Off hands. Districts, they've just socketed away out towards half back. On the chase, Katanak gathers. Handballs backwards, goes to his co-captain in Carroll. Back to Katanak on the left boot. Good looking kick, but not quite good enough. And the mark taken back there by Ganley. His kick is average, but it might work okay. Dylan Barry out wide at centre wing will pick it up. Goes with the long left boot up into attacking 50. Ross used the body beautifully. Coming through strongly was Gooch. He pushes the ball out over the boundary line. It will be boundary throw in 50 around from the Southern District's goal on the far side.
Great work again by Southern District's defence, just repelling that entry by Waratah. Minute 30 gone in this third quarter. Wilkins in the ruck against Gallo. Both ruck are just waiting for the boundary umpire, but there's a free ball as Brandon Rusker. And there's a bit of push and shove.
And there's a 50.
And there's a 50 coming out that. So Joel Morrison, the umpire, has picked out a free kick. He's marching them all back 50 metres. Free kick's going to go to Griffiths. So the free kick takes Waratahs to the middle of the park. Griffiths kicked it to the outer wing. Ball into right forward pocket and an easy mark going back for Waratahs.
I think it might be Turnbull.
Turnbull. Oh, he's just kicked it. Turnbull has kicked it. Small one along the ground to William Collis, and he's been absolutely collected. William Collis just bounces up off the ground.
It's good to see all players get up there.
Yeah, Ross.
It looked good.
Yeah. Mind you, it was a slips catch for poor William Collis. It had to dive on the ground, and Ross just came and cleaned him up. So Collis, that's William Collis, 45-degree angle, kicking into the breeze. The left footer kicks it, leans back, didn't like it as he striked it. It's missed everything to the left and it's gone out. And Southern Districts will have it kick in 5 metres around from their right back post.
Districts now, long kick straight down the line. Target there was McInnes, came off hands. Little handball from Waratah, goes to Katanak, holding the ball, surely. Geez, very lucky. He was being tackled, just dropped the ball onto the ground, picked it back up again and ran it over the boundary.
He took possession, had prior opportunity and was dispossessed in the tackle. Should have been a free.
Boundary throw in is a quick one. Gallo goes to the back, gets a little touch on it to Jonathan Ross. It comes to Connor Bowden, tries to knock it forward. He was held without possession of the footy against William Collis. I nearly went to say William Wallace then, and it's definitely the incorrect call. Connor Bowden, little chip inboard to Dylan Barry. He's absolutely set him up here. Off hands, goes to Magro. Should have a bounce. He touches the ball sensibly to the ground. Nice left foot kick, looking for Silver. Can't quite get to the footy. District's defence go to work. Handball inboard goes to Bouse. They're close to the boundary. They lose the footy. No, they don't. Boundary umpire. Surely that was over. Little handball comes away here to Delahaye. Long kick down the ground, and Delahaye was hit after disposal. So the free kick surely is a down the field free kick to Southern Districts. Dylan Collis mucking around with the footy here, needs to give it to Jonathan Ross, does do so at centre wing.
Ross kicks it high up and under, had too much height on it. Ross for Waratahs was sitting underneath that. And Ross, with a beautiful drop punt, was looking for Wilkins. Wilkins slid as he overran the ball. Now the Crocs pick it up, and there's going to be a free kick. Getting a little undisciplined here is William Collis. A head high on Bailey. And it is going to be a free kick to Bailey. Centre wing on the commentary side, directly underneath us. We're in the grandstand. Hope you're enjoying SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse. Bailey kicks it up to centre half forward. Ball drops down for Waratah's defence, and Katanak is taken in a great tackle by young Rowlands. And Rowlands has picked up a free. Rowlands just takes off. Katanak was asking the umpire what was going on. Rowlands takes off and hits it from the right forward pocket. Right on the boundary. Smart an even better smart play, kicks it from the right pocket, and he celebrates in front of the Crocs supporters, and they hit the front against Southern Districts. It's a Crocs 5-4-34 leading Waratahs 4-7-31. 3-point lead to the Crocs. This is game on.
I reckon there are 16 other players out there that ran to Rowlands and to congratulate him. He did the work and, laid the tackle on the boundary line, but just had the poise and the composure, showed the initiative, took it on, took the responsibility and put it through, and it was great to see his teammates, get around him and celebrate.
Well, fantastic stuff there from the young man, William Rowlands. His father was a good player, a good goal kicker, and he would have absolutely loved that from the right forward pocket. The Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts, 34-31, Southern Districts wrestle back the lead. 6 minutes down in this third quarter. Brodie Carroll takes the ball out of the ruck, scoots away, can't find a teammate in Thomas Spence. Ball comes back to him, loses it again. Working hard out there, Magro wheels onto the left boot. He's got a booming left boot. Long kick, almost at mark taken. Off hands now. Coming around with the footy, Corey Rich. By hands through Stevens. Away to Turnbull. Turnbull, the long bomb, is out of bounds on the full. And Brenton, similar to that second quarter where they had many possessions, many inside 50s, not really making the most of it.
No, not at all. And they're getting squeezed wide. I think Districts are doing a good job to cover the corridor and force the opposition out that far.
Bowser went short to Michael Bowden. He went short as well, mucking around in the back line. Bowden now just chips it over. They get outside their defensive 50. On the defensive wing, on the outer. Ball down to Farah. Farah dropped it. Picked up by Robertson. He just handballs it along the ground to Ross. Ross tries to take on an opponent. He's pulled down. He gets a wayward handball away, and that gives Waratahs the opportunity to turn it over. They're inside their defensive 50. That's Dylan Collis, goes for a little chip down the middle of the park, but he found an unmarked player in Manny. Manny dropped the mark he should have taken. And that's the cry you can hear from the faithful. Joel Stevens with a beautiful tackle for Waratahs. The faithful wanted the ball. Ball kicked out to the commentary wing. Crocker picks it up. He gets a handball back, a 1-2. Crocker has time. Looks up to the left half forward. In front was Driscoll. He was pushed out of it by Magro. Pushed out of it unfairly, says the umpire. And Driscoll is going to play on quickly and go to the outer wing where there is a number of Southern Districts players.
Fraser Driscoll has been a good player here this evening. He finds Farah. Farah looks for and finds Luke Smith. Robertson puts on a shepherd for him. He goes and spots up Dylan Barry. Drops his second easy mark in this game. Contest now at centre half forward. And the Southern Districts player shoved in the back.
That's young Rowlands.
Rowlands again. William Rowlands just getting himself in front. So William Rowlands looking out wide now for Smith. Finds him on the bounce in the forward pocket. Smith goes for a little chip to no one in particular. Coming through hard was Lee Williams. Lee Williams on the left boot. In fact, that's Lee Williams now down in the goal square. Waratah defence goes to work. Ross, long kick away is going to be cut off, and this time Barry takes the mark. Just forward of left half forward, looking now to steady. 53 from goal. Chips forward. Finds a teammate. Josiah Farah sticks the hand up and says, I might just choose to take responsibility here and have a crack at goal. 15 metres in from the boundary, left of centre. He'd have to kick from just inside 50, I reckon, Brenton.
Yeah, obviously he's Willie Farah, known for kicking many goals.
Yeah.
His brother.
Josiah, a very strong left footer on the jog. Kicks from 49 metres. He'll have the distance. Does not have the accuracy. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. I should have known. The crowd was silent. Straight through the middle from Josiah Farah. So a terrific goal from him. And that scoreboard for Tyre Power, your summer scorcher sale is on now. Southern Districts move on here. 6-4-40, leading Waratah 4-7-31. We've gone 10 minutes in the third quarter.
Just a quick, really quick difference. Waratahs, when they go into their forward line, if they don't win it, the Southern Districts players are just taking it out far too easy. You go down to the other end of the ground, Districts go into their forward line, Waratahs turn it over, but they're unable to get out of their defensive half. Districts get a repeat inside forward 50 entry and end up kicking a goal. That's the difference so far.
They've kicked 2 goals this quarter to take back the lead. 40 plays 31 in favour of the Crocs. Stevens Ned Stevens goes up against Robertson. Comes out to the commentary wing, picked up by Breed, the youngster for the Crocs, goes down the wing over the head of Connor Bowden. And absolutely cleaned up. Williams is cleaned up by Ross, and Connor Bowden didn't like that. He's in there pushing Ross. And young Rollins, just casual as you like, plays on, doesn't worry about the push and shove in the background. Doesn't find a target as he kicks it inside their forward 50. Going to clear it out is Dylan Collis, but the man who is finding a target on him at the moment, young Rollins, takes another brave mark outside the forward 50 for Southern Districts. He just goes up and finds the man that had cleaned him up earlier. Ross drops it. He was at the front of the pack. Southern Districts now, hurried kick up to full forward. No one's back for the Crocodiles, and Waratahs are going to try and get out of their defensive 50 in the right back pocket.
A little bit disorganised, the Crocodiles in their forward 50. Tars just looking to steady now. Chip kick goes to and finds Dylan Collis. That's one kick, still inside defensive 50. It's going to be called to play on. Should have been called to play on by now. Goes for another little chip. Looks for and does not quite find his teammate there in Joel Crocker. The ball must be slippery. On the up was Dom Booth. And Waratah under good pressure there from Southern Districts. They've lost a footy and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Left half forward. That scoreboard pressure perhaps starting to tell here. 40 plays 31. We're almost halfway through this third quarter.
And that's what I was just talking about, Dominic. Waratah's just unable to get out of the defensive half. Districts at least able to force a boundary throw in or another stoppage.
Stevens in front of Robinson. Lovely tap down for his brother Joel Stevens. Joel Stevens kicks it up the the outer wing, and it is going to be over the boundary. Comes off Schwartz. It's off his hands, so the ball will be tossed back in centre wing on the outer. Southern Districts 40 leading Waratahs 31. 12 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Dean Woodson up in ruck contest. The ball comes down. It goes to Magro. I thought he might have been taken high, and the whistle sounds a little bit late there. And there's a he's got a kick. He does have it. Magro, well done. He charged hard at the footy. Was taken high. Won himself the free kick. Now kicks out wide. Tars looking to build here. They have the ball at right half forward. He's going to kick back here. Magro's going to get it again. He's at centre wing. Takes off. Goes with that booming left foot. That's a great kick. 50 metres. And good mark back there. Michael Bowden just stands tall in the corridor. The pack was approaching. He just took the mark above his head. Settles things down. Looks out wide for his brother. Can't find him in Connor. Brody Carroll gathers the footy. Connor Bowden lays the tackle. Handball comes to Magro. Goes inboard to Dylan Collis. Lovely chip from him. Finds a teammate at centre half forward. LeGrice pops it up high. Looking for a teammate out wide. The defenders come. Charging hard at the footy. Districts coming in numbers. Corey Rich fighting forward in the forward pocket. The ball slapped out of bounds. And the umpire says that's okay. 25 metres around from the Waratah goal face. It'll be a boundary throw-in. And the players look to set themselves again. 13 minutes gone. 40 plays 31 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts.
Robertson up against Spence. Spence didn't even go off the ground because Robinson's got a huge height advantage. Ball down on the ground. 30 metres directly in front of Tar's goals, but it's Robinson, the ruckman, picks it up. He just boots it down the centre of the park. Luke Smith making his debut for the Crocs, dropped the mark. Ball on the ground, picked up by William Collis. Collis puts it up centre half forward, and there was a huge fly, and he's going to get a free kick. Absolutely gone over the top of Schwartz.
He's tried to, the umpire's paid a shepherd in the mark.
He's paid a shepherd.
And said that, yeah, he shepherded him out, but Schwartz can't believe it. He's standing on the mark. He's down on his haunches at the moment, just trying to get his breath back, pleading with the umpire. Going back to take the free kick is the co-captain Turnbull, who looked like he flew way too early and ended up on the ground. And the umpire said that it was Schwartz that made him end up like that. So Turnbull trots in. The co-captain directly in front just drops it over the umpire's hat. And Waratah edged closer. They still trail by 3 points, but it is Southern District 6-4-40 to Waratah's 5-7-35 as the chant goes up. They're still trailing by 3 points, 14 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Pretty spectacular leap there by Turnbull. Lucky to get the free. It was incredible. If he would have pulled down the mark, it would have been even better. Lucky to get the free kick there. I don't think there was too much in it. The umpire paid, shepherding or tunnelling, but still got the goal nonetheless, Robbie Turnbull.
SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse. It's been a terrific game all evening. Doesn't look like it's letting up any time soon. 40 plays 37 on our Tyre Power scoreboard. Patrick Gallo wins the ruck contest down to Connor Bowden. He was charged that, got a handball away. Southern Districts get the ball out of the middle, out towards half forward. On the chase out there, Jake Bowd can't take possession cleanly, gets the footy tackled, holds the ball in. In fact, he might have tunnelled it out of bounds. And the umpire says, that's okay. I haven't seen a deliberate paid yet tonight, Brenton. I thought there might have been one or two that should have been.
No, look, and I think the game's been really well umpired tonight by everybody.
Left half forward now, the boundary umpire just comes in a few metres. Gallo sets himself. Ball tapped forward. Neither player really influenced that strongly. And the players form a pack at the bottom, and the umpire says, I will take it again. 16 minutes gone here. 3 points the margin. Southern District's in the lead. Gallo up high again, wins it down. Connor Bowden trying to charge his way through. Dylan Barry gathers. His kick smothered, and again, out of bounds. Get me out of here, Brenton.
They're going to need some help getting it out of there. But I think the way both teams are playing, they're really covering the corridor and forcing the opposition wide. We did talk about this a little bit earlier. It's only 3 points in it, but with the wind advantage going to the right of the commentary, Southern Districts are going to want to go in front at three-quarter time.
Stevens in the ruck against Gallo. Ball has gone over the outer wing, and we're just waiting now for a player to jump the fence.
Dylan Barry, given the opportunity.
Going to go and give it to the boundary umpire. Hopefully she allows him to run back into position. He's looking to try and get a tap down from Gallo, who has a huge height advantage over Stevens. Gallo gets it down, but well read from William Collis. He gets an up and under. Sitting under it was Crocker. Dropped the ball. Picked up Southern Districts, handball to centre half forward. Ross for Tars, picks it up, just chips it cleverly to Crocker. Crocker goes around a defender.
There's a whistle.
And there's a whistle
back here. There's a whistle back at centre half back here, and Michael Bowden has given away a free kick.
No, they've got this. They're saying to go back, but the play should be up.
Which it is. So the ball, there was a free kick at centre half back. It was relayed down, rightly so, to Crocker. And Crocker is in the middle of the park, and he plays on. He goes down the commentary wing, the attacking side. Wilkins runs out. He gives a handball over to Bowd, who kicked a goal in the second quarter. He goes into the left forward pocket. He was looking for Rich. Rich overran it. And there's going to be a free kick. Rich has been held, and Rich has fallen down on the ground in front of Joel Bowden, and Joel Bowden has said that Michael Bowden...
Joel Morrison,
sorry. Joel Morrison, the umpire, is marching Michael Bowden right to the goal line as he deemed that he made head contact. And it is all happening out here, and that is something you don't want Southern Districts for discipline. But running through, Rich picks up another goal for Waratahs. It puts them in front, and they lead by 3 points, Waratahs, as a push and shove out there. 18 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Yep, both teams want to be careful here with their discipline. It's too close of a game to be giving away silly free kicks and 50-metre penalties, and that started with a free kick across halfback. It was almost like the Tars were disadvantaged by getting that free kick because the play was held up, but as it went in there was a legitimate free kick paid in the pocket. In terms of the 50, might not have been much in it, but the umpire, Joel Morrison, did signal that the Crocs player had made contact with the Waratah player's head. I don't think there was a lot in it, not a lot of force behind it, but high still.
So the ball back in the middle now. Michael Bowden just giving Corey Rich a bit of a pat on the back. They're going to go at it, those two. Back in the middle, Gallo wins it down. Ball comes to Wilkins, gets a quick kick away up towards half forward. And there's a whistle again. Silva tries to dash away, runs his full measure. Handballs over the top to a teammate who drops it. That was Spence. Tackle laid on him. Players throwing themselves in now. Turnbull with the footy. Handballs out wide. Goes to a teammate. Snap on goal is a goal. Joel Crocker was the one with the footy in hand. He's put it straight through the middle, so Waratah, after looking somewhat strangled, back-to-back goals at the 20-minute mark of this third quarter. So Waratah now in the lead on the Tyre Power scoreboard, 49-40. Your summer scorcher sale is on now with Tyre Power.
I think umpires paying really close attention to stuff going on behind the play now. There was actually a free kick paid there by a non-controlling umpire for a hold off the ball, but Tars took the advantage anyway, got their numbers forward. I think the Districts player protesting on the line that he touched it, but it was well and truly over. So good work by the Tars.
SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse. Waratah 7-7-49. Southern District 6-4-40.
Rob Gallo up against Wilkins. Wilkins gets the top tap down to Turnbull. Turnbull, beautiful clearance out by the co-captain. And Magro with the mark, climbed over his opponent. He didn't get off the ground high, but it was enough to get the mark over his opponent. And Magro, coming into this game, had kicked 19 goals. He's the leading Waratah goal kicker. And Magro is going to line up, looking for Waratah 8th goal of the evening. Magro goes all the way back to the 50-metre arc. Just the slightest angle to the left. Magro comes in 35 metres, and the left footer has picked up the 8th goal for Waratah tonight, and about 10 players run from everywhere to congratulate Magro. And Waratah 8-7-55, leading Southern Districts 6-4-40 as the spectators at the home ground find a huge voice.
Just some really smart ruck work there, and some clever touch through their midfield just to give them a clear exit out of the centre there, and a quick forward line entry. And we know Magro, he's dangerous when he's forward. He's dangerous with the midfield. He took a great mark there, and that left foot is very damaging, anywhere inside that 50.
Well, dangerous times now here for Southern Districts. SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse, 55-40. It's blown out to a 15-point lead. This is the biggest lead of the game so far. From the middle of the ground now, Carroll taking it away after the ruck contest. His kick up towards Silver, slapped away by Bousted. Ball almost came back to him. Bowden, Michael laying a great tackle there on Corey Rich. Gathering the footy was Crocker. Got it inboard to a teammate who takes a good mark just inside 50. And Magro goes to his teammate and says, just steady down here. Left of centre, 5 metres in from the boundary, and Turnbull it is. Well, he wasn't really sighted for much of the first half. I'll tell you what, he's made an impact in this third quarter, and that's what good players do. Robert Turnbull, the co-captain for the Waratah Footy Club, he's already kicked a goal in this third quarter and has an opportunity here. On the run, 48 metres off the side of the boot. It's a horrible kick. Can someone take a mark? They can! William Collis leading out the opportunist mark, takes a grab 30 metres from goal, right of centre, 45-degree angle. Great pass, Brenton Toy.
It was, Coach Ryan Ayres will be saying that's a set play. They practiced that during the week.
Yep.
But Turnbull, he angled out right, and that's where the ball went. He tried to, sort of lean right and, get a bit of extra leverage on it, and that's where it stayed.
Now, this is very important. They already lead by 15. William Collis, left footer, on goal, misses to the left. They now lead by 16 points. Southern District 6-4-40. They've been stranded there for a while now. Waratah 8-56, if my mathematics is correct. The Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts at the 23-minute mark of this third quarter.
Driscoll just puts the ball aloft. That means he's just going to boot it straight down the middle of the park. He does. It goes a good 70 metres. Ross, though, from Waratah rebounds it, kicks it up to the outer wing. The attacking side for Waratah. Hurried kick forward, but it is Southern Districts that have the numbers. Michael Bowden gets a handball out, goes down the outer wing. Roland picks it up, gives it off to Ross. Ross with a huge kick up into the forward 50. Williams was there, very casual, and there's going to be a free kick. That was a great tackle from Wilkins.
Actually, 3 umpires there. The one who was the furthest away called the free.
Yeah, he just absolutely nailed him, Wilkins. And that is the siren, but for Southern Districts, they are going to have an opportunity to have a shot. Luke Smith, the debutant for Southern Districts tonight, the small forward from Victoria. You can hear the breeze in our FX mic. He'll have that at his back. He's going to have to kick it 45 metres to try and get one back. They trail by 16 points. Luke Smith, after the siren, drops it nicely. Luke Smith, and his debut, and the small forward has kicked his first goal in NTFL, and every Southern District player runs to him because that is an important goal after the siren, and they claw one back to get the margin to 10 points at three-quarter time. It's Waratah 8-8-56, still leading Southern District 7-4-46 in John, what was another seesawing third quarter. That was fantastic footy.
Fantastic footy indeed. Southern Districts led at quarter time by 6 points. Waratah at half time by 3 points. And with that great goal by Luke Smith, Waratah retain the lead by 10 points. It could have been much more. 8-8-56 to Southern District 7-4-46. You're on SEN Top End Footy. We'll be back with you to analyse the third quarter after this break.
That quarter on SEN Top End Footy was for Tyre Power, kicking goals with Falcon tyres. Whatever journey you're on, a road trip with mates or family adventure, Tyre Power has you covered during their Summer Scorcher sale now on. Your number one destination on Google Maps for safety, Tyre Power is ready to help you plan that next driving holiday. During the Summer Scorcher sale on now, buy 3 get 1 free on selected Toyo passenger and SUV tyres. So before you hit the road, make Tyre Power your first stop and find out why Tyre Power is Australia's best. Go and see Grant and Des at Tyre Power Darwin, 131 Stewart Highway.
Attention cattle producers. Dectomax V is a brand new dual-active injectable cattle drench. With an average efficacy of 99.8%, cattle worms don't stand a chance. And it also controls cattle ticks. New Dectomax V. Available January.
From AFL to NRL, A-League to horse racing. For all the big moments, expert commentary and the latest breaking news, when it happens in sport, SEN has you covered. Find your channel on the SEN app today.
There is nothing like a crown, of picking it up and putting it down.
And there's nothing like a local branch with local people to understand and service your needs. For forklift sales, rentals and service, Crown's Darwin branch has highly trained and experienced local people ready to look after you. And because they're local, they're never far from where you are. Give them a call on 131 604. Check them out at crown.com or call in to 4 Nick DeMartis Road, Berrima. Crown Forklifts Darwin. Locals helping locals.
Your local bowls club is seeking competitive teams. You'll need your natural, whose sporting prowess is unmatched. Your technician to roll you in and out of the tightest spots. Your thinker to lead your game plan. Your enforcer to strike when needed. And Steve, he can get the drinks. Local legends wanted. Search Bowls Club near me to join a team or start one.
It's never been more important to buy Australian than right now. Our local manufacturers and growers produce world-class products known for their quality, safety and reliability, all while generating local jobs, supporting our communities and helping Australian families now and into the future. So look for the trusted green and gold kangaroo logo. Buy Australian now. Visit australianmade.com.au.
Air North sends you warm wishes this season with airfares to destinations that won't have you freezing. Our 12 days of Christmas sale will bring you delight. So book now with Air North and board your next flight. From as low as $155 one way, your destination is never too far away. Travel between January 4 and March 31 with free checked baggage and that special someone. So visit airnorth.com.au. Air North can't wait to welcome you. Happy holidays!
And it's a very intense second innings here. Mackenzie to bowl. He lets rip. Oh, Miller has absolutely smashed this. High and long towards mid-off. Daniels may get there before Edwards. Or is that Williams? I think one of them has long hair and one may have a hat on. And it's a catch, I think. There's people in white running everywhere. And the score is now something for something.
Don't miss the best bits. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Visit drinkwise.org.au.
Real Adventures with Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Everything fishing, boating and outdoors.
He's the most recognisable fisherman in the country. It is, of course, Paul Worston from iFish.
And I think that's why they're so fascinating. That's why fishing is so cool, boys, because you think you're in there when you think you know it. You do it 7 days a week, and there's all these things that are out there that you literally have no idea about. You're never, ever going to stop learning about fishing.
Patrick Dangerfield and Aaron Hapgood. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to SEN Top End Footy. The Chemist Warehouse, always here for you.
The umpire, what was going on? Rollins takes off and kicks it from the right forward pocket, right on the boundary. Smart play from Rollins.
On the jog, kicks from 49 metres. He'll have the distance. Does not have the accuracy. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. I should have known. The crowd was silent. Straight through the middle from Josiah Barra.
So Turnbull trots in. The co-captain directly in front just drops it over the umpire's hat.
Turnbull with the footy. Handball's out wide. Goes to a teammate. Snap on goal is a goal. Joel Crocker was the one with the footy in hand. And back here at Gardens Oval for the last quarter. Waratah in front by 10 points. They're still in their huddle. Southern Districts have already broken from theirs. And Brenton, that third quarter, Southern Districts, I think, could have actually led at three-quarter time, but some undisciplined acts from their defensive unit has really seen them up against it now for this last quarter.
Yep, absolutely disciplined, and coming from, a few of their, what we would call, they're still young, but some of their senior players, Rusker and Bowden and the likes, but absolutely can't afford those free kicks, and especially those 50s in a close game like tonight. Just a bit of a concern. I think both teams are getting forced wide, and I think it's a small ground, play a little bit more direct, but in saying that, because it's a small ground, the opposition are able to get numbers back quickly to that hot spot. So both teams are pumping into the hot spot, getting outnumbered, and then not being able to score. So the disciplines, a concern. But for me, the last 10 minutes of that third quarter, it was all Waratahs with the exception of the last goal. But even if Districts don't win, a lot of good signs to come out of it in terms of their kids.
And remembering they've got 5 changes from last week as well.
Yep.
So they had a great win against St. Nightcliffe.
Yep.
And, 5 changes. They have 6 under-18 players. Rollins is 16 years of age. So you're right, they've got some great depth in terms of their juniors coming through.
Siren sounds to get us underway here in this last quarter. Waratah in the lead in the ruck contest. Wilkins up against Gallo. Gallo wins it down. Ball comes immediately to Maney in the centre. Shuffled out. Looking there for Bailey. Couldn't pick it up. A socket away. Gallo goes to ground. Trying to pick up the footy. Coming through strongly was Brandon Rusker. Good work. Out wide to half forward. Connor Bowden just sockers it out of mid-air. Mark taken. Surely that was not 15 metres.
Went high 15 metres. Definitely didn't go 15 metres.
About 5.5 metres. The umpire has paid the market. Right half back here for Waratah. Very fortunate indeed. Long kick down the line. The big men there. Wilkins was up. Couldn't take the grab. Gallo just weighted down. Takes the footy. Goes to a teammate in Rollins. Handball sideways to Bailey. Evades Silva. Kicks the ball into the middle of the ground. Barry on the chase, just shoved out of the way there by Griffiths. Was great work. And now Waratah's defensive unit goes to work. Nice little kick up to Spence at half forward. Handballs to Magro from 52. Goes long and misses to the left-hand side.
What I liked about that was the shallow hit up around centre half forward. They didn't go long to a contest, and they didn't just bomb it to the hot spot. They went to a shallow hit up, ran through centre half forward, and then kicked it over the hot spot. I reckon that's what Waratahs, or even Districts, both those teams need to do.
Umpire tells Michael Bowden in the goal square to play on and hurry up. He just kicks it looking for Gallo. Should have been a free kick against him. Wilkins was all over him. They're trying to get out of their defensive 50 at the moment. Little kick forward. Good mark under pressure was Connor Bowden underneath that. He'd received it. He goes back into the middle. They're at centre half back. Rusker goes either further out of field, finds Maney. Maney just drops it over, and there's a long running Rusker. Hard work. Ball just dropped in front of Rusker. Picked up now. Turnover by Waratahs. Back in the middle of the ground from Magro. He was a leading goal kicker for Tars coming into tonight's game. He kicked a goal in the third quarter. Lovely left foot. Piercing kick inside to left forward pocket. He is such a good kick on him, Magro. Running around the mark if he wants it. And there is going to be an opportunity for Waratahs, who kicking with the breeze.
Yep. Yeah, a few people looking to get a handball off there.
Turnbull, I think it might be.
Yep.
And Brenton,
Co-captain.
all these Waratah players cruising past.
Yeah.
Unmarked.
So Turnbull.
No, I don't think it is actually.
No.
Turnbull was one of the players running past.
The other co-captain, Carroll.
Carroll goes off the mark from the left forward pocket, and that just falls forward. As it gone out of play, it just has. It hits the behind post. They pick up another point, Waratah. They are now 11 in front, 2.5 minutes gone in the final term.
Michael Bowden takes off from full back. He needs to get rid of the footy. He went on a long run. Tries to spot up Gallo. Off hands, goes to Magro. He will just have a ping here. No, but they're better set up on this occasion here. Southern Districts in the mark. Taken down there. Deep in defence. Maney, I think it may have been. Out wide now. Working hard down there is Delahaye. Turnover. Waratah in control here. And the little chip kick came into Corey Rich. Kicked a goal in the third quarter and has an opportunity to put one of the important nails in the coffin for Southern Districts right here.
They were in trouble there, sorry Dom, when Delahaye didn't take clean possession. It was 1-on-3 with Waratahs there, outnumbered and just unmarked possession in the corridor.
Yeah, Brenton already working hard at Waratah through that forward of centre region. So Corey Rich now left of centre. Man on the mark, only about 35 from goal. He comes in. Right boot kick on its way. Starts it right and it stays well right. So the minor score on the board, 4 minutes down. They are 12 points in front.
Chant goes up for Waratah. They've got the lead on the tyre power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts. Driscoll kicks it in, goes 55 metres. Rowlands takes a mark and then he gives an ugly kick. He drops his head back.
I love what he tried though.
Yeah,
he was going on his left foot, then he can kick on the right, has a crack on his left. There's so many promising signs for such a good young player.
McGuinness just fell at his feet and he wasn't able to pick it up, the tall youngster, and it went out for a boundary throw in centre half forward commentary wing.
Gallo wins it down, taken away however by LeGrice for Waratah. The high up and under kick almost marked by Corey Rich, but under pressure from Michael Bowden, he drops that straight over the boundary line for a boundary throw in front of the Southern Districts interchange race. And they'll set up again. Grandstand side here at Gardens Oval, almost 5 minutes down. 59 plays 46 on the tyre power scoreboard. Wilkins wins it down, only as far there as Ethan Maney for Southern Districts. He's high up and under into the middle of the ground. On the chase is Ganley for Southern Districts. Districts now through Ross. I should say Waratah through Ross. The ball kicked forward. Up inside 50, almost a mark taken. Kicked away. No mark taken by William Collis. Off hands. Dylan Collis on the left boot. The long bomb inside 50. No mark taken again off hands. Magro taken down by Michael Bowden. Dropping the ball is the call. And Southern Districts call to play on. No, they'll have to stop now. The umpire calls Fraser Driscoll back and says that Michael Bowden will take his free from the last line of defence. SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse. You're with Dominic McCormack, Brenton Toy and Shannon Byrne.
As Bowden runs around Magro, he just chips it, and a nice little mark from Delahaye. He's right on the boundary. Defensive side of the commentary wing. He goes straight down the commentary wing. Numbers there are for Waratahs, but Farah just cleverly taps it through traffic. Down on the ground, though, William Collis picks it up. Farah just hit Ross off the ball, and the umpire has said illegally. He's going to go on report. So the umpire, Emma Stark, straight over... sorry, the umpire's just getting out his book. That's Jacob Port, just taking the number plate of Farah. Ross is going to get a free kick, and Farah is going the first one tonight on report. He's just getting both numbers, and that is gone in the book. So Farah on the mark with his hands on his hip. Centre wing, commentary side. Ross with the free kick, and the umpire calls time on. 6.5 gone. 59 Waratah playing Southern District's 46. Down just inside the forward 50. Joel Stevens tries to pat it forward, but he's run out of room, and he runs over the boundary line, 35 metres around from their right post.
Well, it's all happening here. Southern District's discipline is letting them down. Boundary throw in now, right forward pocket. Robertson outbodied by Stevens. Stevens goes back in and gets hold of the footy, drops the footy while he was being tackled. No call. Jonathan Ross lays a tackle. Silver gets the ball, tossed away. Ball kicked sideways. And the players in at it again. Waratah take possession of the footy and a push in the back, the call. I thought that was a good tackle laid, but the free kick has been paid to Waratah here in the forward pocket. Not happy down there is Luke Delahaye. And the free kick to be taken, right forward pocket. Corey Rich again. Another opportunity to kick a goal in this last quarter. Waratah dominating play at the moment. 59 plays 46, almost 8 minutes gone. Corey Rich from the boundary is going with the traditional drop punt straight at goal. That is a beautiful looking kick. And it's a behind to the right-hand side. The Waratah faithful were up. They thought it was a goal, but 1 point added to the scoreboard. So 8-11, 60 the score. In fact, 8-11, 8-12 it is, 60. Southern District's 7-4, 46 for the Tyre Power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts.
Michael Bowden just spears one to Driscoll, who took it on the second grab. It's very, very dewy out there. Driscoll wanted to go down the commentary wing looking for the youngster Bailey, but great hands from Bowd, who gets high fives as he runs back to the defensive 50 for Waratah. Ball to be tossed up, commentary side, centre wing. 9 minutes gone. 14-point lead to Waratah. Stevens in front, taps it down to co-captain Carroll. He kicks it up beside the forward 50, and Southern District's young Rollins was looking for a mark. And the umpire said play on.
He took that with 2 grabs.
Sorry, that was actually Schwartz underneath.
Has missed the second grab.
So Emma Stark, the umpire, runs in. She's going to ball it up on the 50-metre line for Waratah.
Tosses it up high, one down by Ned Stevens. Kicked away by Rowan Bailey for Southern Districts, but cut off there by Ross for Waratah. They've got all the answers at the moment, the Red and Whites. That kick was smothered from Ross. Good smother it was by Ross. Coming in strongly is Lee Williams. Well and truly up from full forward, and the ball pushed out of bounds by the players. So a boundary throw into the left of our commentary position here. Southern District struggling, Brenton.
Yeah, looking just, Josiah Farah before, just ill-disciplined, and you can see the body language of Districts just starting to drop now. Waratah's really getting set up behind the play, getting organised, but you can see the body language is different.
Ned Stevens in front, taps it down to his brother Joel. Joel trying to go through traffic. Silver's there for Waratah. He picks it up off the ground. Lovely handball off the ground to Ross. Ross goes back to Dylan Collis. He goes to the outer side. The outer wing is going to be picked up by Spence. Spence just wheels around. No one on him. He drops it into left forward pocket. Driscoll dropped a mark, but it's okay. It's been picked up by another Districts player. Defensively, Districts are going to get out of trouble. Handball down the commentary wing. Farah overran it. Picked up by Waratah now by Bowd, who kicked a goal in the second quarter. Puts it back inside, and a great mark taken by Driscoll, who stood up strong for Southern Districts, and he's had a good game, the defender for the Crocs.
Fraser Driscoll, he's been tremendous. He kicks out wide, looking out there for Maney, and there will be a free kick. Waratah were 2-1, and again, poor discipline. In fact, it might be Jamie Elder out there. Just tripped him, so he will take the free kick.
Crocker didn't need to do that.
No, I think the Tars player thought he got tripped first, so a bit tit for tat, and I'll give you one back.
And he did indeed, and he got pinged for it. A kick backwards goes there to Driscoll. He's under pressure now, gets a handball away, looking for Michael Bowden. Silver on the chase. Michael Bowden calm, goes backwards to Maney. Goes back to Bowden, slapped it on the ground, back to Maney. They're in trouble here. Got it away by hand to Driscoll. Off to Michael Bowden, the left footer. Chips it up, looking for a teammate there in Bailey. He's spoiled for it. Little chip inboard from Carroll goes to Driscoll. He can't take it. In fact, it was Collis. He can't take the mark. Stacks on the mill. tackle laid. District's away with it. Well done there by Schwarz. Got a handball away here to a teammate who's promptly taken in a tackle, dropping the ball. Play on. Will Collis, shot on goal, puts it straight through the middle. Waratah, they are not going to lose this game from here. 12 minutes down in this last quarter. They move on to 13-12, 66. Southern District 7-4, 46. On the Tyre Power scoreboard, Summer Scorcher scale is on now.
Just really impressive, the Tars outfit. They're just grinding away at this game, and it probably says a little bit about their style. They're very well organised, very well coached. They're a defensive-minded team first, as we've seen. I think they held Palmerston Magpies to 3 goals for the entire game last week, but it was just pressure there and a great finish.
Well, one thing we haven't quite mentioned in this commentary of round 10 is that Dane Swan was scheduled to be playing this game. The former Collingwood player was down to have a 1-match appearance for Waratah. Well, they don't need him today, but we're hearing he may make an appearance after Christmas. He's apparently injured. The ball tossed up in the middle. Gallo got it down to Rowlands. Rowland gets a handball away under a mountain of pressure. Ball kicked up the centre half forward, and that is going to be a free kick. Barry has very, very dangerously gone underneath Dylan Collis, who's fallen awkwardly. He bounces up, but that was ugly, and Barry would probably be lucky that Collis didn't get up and have a few words to him. Collis goes back to Dylan Collis, his brother, so to Spence. Crocker, that is, and Crocker kicks it, ugly kick down the wing. Oh, that was lucky for Barry that wasn't worse for tunnelling. That was very, very lucky.
Ethan Maney now with the ball from that free kick for Southern Districts. Long kick down the line. Farah up high, couldn't take the mark. Off hands Dylan Barry, great work. Chip from 35 metres on goal. Just caught in 2 minds, and it slides across the face and through for the minor score. They kick their first score for the quarter. 7-5-47 trails Waratah. 9-12-66 on the Tyre Power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts.
Kick in again through hands. It's a very slippery ball. The dew, the sweat. Now back inside the forward 50. Barry tries to get around Crocker. He has a hurried kick off the left, and it's missed everything. And it's going to be opportunity now for Waratah to kick it in. 5 metres around from the right post is bowed. 15 minutes gone in the final term. It's Waratah 66 leading Southern Districts 47.
Waratah with ball in hand. Long kick again, just straight down the line, looking for the big men. Goes over the head of them all. At the back, picked up nicely there by Bo Schwarz. Goes on the left boot, looking for Josiah Farah. Flies high, can't take the mark. Kicking it away for Waratah, Daniel O'Dwyer. Again, back towards Bo Schwarz. He couldn't pick it up. Gooch over the footy. Has a second crack at it under pressure. Gets away to a teammate there in Joel Stevens. Great shepherd. Joel Stevens kicks down the line. Good mark. Michael Bowden doing his best to hold things up down there. Kicks forward and finds Bo Schwarz, his 3rd possession in a minute. Chips, I thought he was looking for Rusker there. He was lucky to find a teammate in Bailey. Turns one way, then the other, then goes with an ugly kick up towards centre half forward. Farah just tries to shove his opponent out of the way. That was lazy. Carroll takes it away. Target was Silver. Misses him. Goes to Will Collis. Will Collis, the long bomb looking for Magro. Bounces in front of him in the goal square. He trips over and can't find the handle. It bounces through for a minor score. 9-13, 67. Waratah plays Southern District 7-5-47. You're on SEN Top End Footy for Chemist Warehouse, and the Tyre Power scoreboard shows that Waratah have a handy 20-point lead. Your summer scorcher sale is on now.
Bowden just drops it over to Driscoll. Driscoll tries to find Gallo. Wilkins for Waratah. The ruckman was in front of him. He gathers it. Hurried kick inside the right forward pocket. Finds Driscoll for Crocs. He kicks a booming kick out to the outer wing. Straight through the hands of Breed. Breed had enough time, though, to pick it up. And he kicks it down the outer wing. There is a number of dropped marks out here tonight. Very, very slippery ball.
Yeah, humid conditions Sunday, Shannon. Very difficult. So the boundary throw in now. Just goes to the side of the ruckman. Made it difficult for them. Wilkins gets a little hand on it. Players dive in on the footy and they'll do it all again. Just forward of centre here, favouring Southern Districts. They've had one scoring shot here, Southern Districts, and kicked one behind. Conversely, Waratah have kicked 1 goal 5 so far in this quarter. From that secondary ruck contest again, the ball at the feet of the players. They dive in. And the umpire says, I'll do it again. Let's see whether we can clear it. Third time lucky. Ball tossed high in the air. Robertson slaps it forward. Finds a teammate almost in the form there of Breed. Districts move the way forward. Goes to Bousted out wide. Goes with a little chip. Looking for McInnes. Can't take the mark. Butters up again. Dylan Collis as well. They soccer it towards the boundary. And the ball out of bounds. Off hands for a boundary throw. And right where the 50-metre arc meets the paint.
Wilkins is going to go up against Robertson. Robertson's last game for Southern Districts. Backup ruckman's had a good night. So has Wilkins, who got front position. He tapped it down. Bowed was in front, but he was close to the boundary, and it's going to go right out underneath the Tyre Power scoreboard. Your trusted tyre experts. Scoreboard showing Waratah with a 20-point lead. 18 minutes gone in the final term. Ball tossed back in. No ruckman's able to take it. Down on the ground is Joel Stevens. He wasn't able to gather it. A hurried kick from a Southern Districts player in young Rowlands, and it was a high up and under. It's gone out of bounds on the full, and Waratah will get a free kick in on the paint of 50, their defensive 50 in the left back pocket.
Another opportunity for a player to jump the fence, Brendan.
Yep, go and get your footing.
Grandstand's full, but the outer side, they've got to go retrieve their own footy.
So Tars now really controlling this last quarter. Been somewhat disappointing from Southern Districts. Ball up to Silver. He had 2 grabs at it, couldn't quite take it. Bousted in there. Silver's butted up again, did really well. Slapped it forward. Came off the legs of Rowlands. It's back to Silver again. This time he gets his kick away. Up to half forward. Comes off hands. Driscoll dives at the footy. Maney gets a handball away. Comes away to a teammate in Delahaye. And the kick is a turnover to Brodie Carroll, right on centre wing. Handballs off to Dylan Collis, who's just been superb this evening. Up towards William Collis. He is crunched as he falls to ground. Gets a handball out. Tars. They kick on goal and straight through for a goal. I think that might be Joel Stevens again with another goal. So he's kicked his second for the evening. And Brenton, Waratah well and truly in control here. The Tyre Power scoreboard says exactly that. Your trusted tyre experts. 73 plays, 47, almost 20 minutes gone in the last quarter.
I think the Waratah's depth through their list and their experience and their bigger bodies and their conditioning is starting to show now. I think the youthful enthusiasm of Districts is good, but it's rarely going to win you a game against a team like Waratah's that are going to make it a really tough grind.
Well, you can hear the youthful enthusiasm here, right here in the grandstand. The Waratah faithful, particularly their young faithful, making themselves heard. Waratah 10-13-73, Southern Districts 7-5-47.
It's like they've recruited the under-10s to sit near our FX mics.
Why wouldn't they?
They are up and about. It's their family day today. One down by Wilkins. Going forward is Stevens, the man that just scored the goal. Was a beautiful tackle, and Joel Stevens plays on 60 metres from goal, decides to handball behind him, but no one was there except Crocs Rowlands. Now it goes down the middle of the park to McInnes, who was in front of Ross. He puts a left forward kick into the left forward pocket. Easy take from Luke Smith, and Luke Smith with a beautiful piercing pass finds Farah.
Yeah, Stevens just got himself caught into 2 minds down there and tried to take the player on and handballed it to the opposition.
And we end up now with Farah having a shot on goal. Left foot, slight angle, 35 metres out, and a beautiful kick is Josiah Farah. He kicks it straight over the umpire's hat. You won't hear much cheer as we're sitting in the grandstand of Waratah's home ground. That pick up another one, Southern Districts, but the gap is too great late in the final term. And on the Tyre Power scoreboard, your trusted tyre experts, Southern Districts pick up their 8th goal, but it's Waratah 10-13-73 leading Southern Districts 8-5-53.
just few far in between scoring opportunities for Districts in this second half, really.
SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse here, edging towards time on in this last quarter. The umpire with ball in hand, 20, in fact it is in time on, 21.5 minutes gone. Gallo up high, wins it down, tries to push his way through. In there too is Bousted, trying to make his presence felt. Districts somehow work it out. On the chase, Dylan Collis. He's attacked everything hard and fast tonight. He did that exactly again there. Managed to gather the footy and kicked it out wide for a teammate. Michael Bowden, the first one there, but beaten for it by the boundary. So again, another boundary throw in, left half forward for Waratah. And they've played it in that forward half for the majority of this last quarter. Played very nicely indeed. 20 points in front. Boundary throw in now. Gallo setting up against Reeves, in fact Stevens I should say. Magro comes away with it, the big left footer up inside 50. Almost the mark taken. Well done, Luke Delahaye. Not disgraced tonight for Southern Districts.
He handballs it over to Michael Bowden, who goes down the outer wing. It's turned over by Waratah. Good smother by youngster Bailey. Roland picks it up, talking about another youngster, the 16-year-old, boots it up to centre half forward, but it's going to be turned over by Waratah. Bowed. Ugly left foot, but it goes another 50 metres. Overrun was Michael Bowden. Waratah now handball to Magro. Magro slips out of a tackle, gets a handball away. Trying to pick it up is Rich. Kicked a goal in the third quarter. He's been busy, the man with number 33 in the back. Southern Districts players down on the ground, and there's going to be a free kick going to Ross, and Magro was the man that infringed. It was high. Ross kicks it out to the outer wing. And there's some tired bodies out there as the football's down along the ground. And it is at centre half back for Southern Districts, trying to pick it up. Great pick up from Ross. He goes through traffic. He just punts it down the middle of the park. Farah picks it up, wheels out of traffic, cleverly turns back a couple of steps, takes some space. Barry was looking for a free high and he gets it against Ross. It was there. Barry was in front, but Ross just pulled a bit of his jumper too high. Ross kicks it up to centre half forward. Running back is Williams. Dropped the mark, picked it up though. Two TARS players around him. Just got a handball away. Comes now to Luke Smith, the debutant. He kicks it into the right forward pocket. Running back cleverly was McInnes. And the youngster goes around, snaps on goal, and he hits the post. Southern Districts pick up another point. They move to 54, but it's all too late. Waratah 73 leading Southern Districts 54 and added time on here in the final term.
SEN top end footy for Chemist Warehouse. Waratah are going to win this game. They move the ball nicely now through their defensive 50. Ross with ball in hand. Little chip goes up to William Collis. Takes the mark at right half back, about 10 metres in from the boundary. And there it is. The siren sounds. That's a very, very good win for the Southern Districts Football Club. They were challenged early, no doubt about that, but they've run away winners nicely here. Waratah 10-13-73 have defeated Southern Districts 8-6-54. Just go through some goal kickers here while Brenton Toy in particular gets his thoughts and able to comment on this game as it's finished. So for the winners, for Waratah, the only multiple goal scorer on my list, check me Shannon, Joel Stevens. One in the second quarter and one in the last quarter. All the rest was singles. And we'll go from the top. Jaden Magro, Brodie Carroll, Will Collis, Robert Turnbull, Jake Bowd, Joel Crocker, Jack Katanak and Corey Rich. Of course, they didn't kick a goal in the first quarter, and those 10 goals coming across the remainder of the game. For the Southern Districts Footy Club, two players kicked 2 goals apiece. Josiah Farah with 1 goal in the third and 1 goal in the last. Lee Williams